Whatever you say, Garland. But
Hmm.
um, welcome back to Oh wow, this a new mic and it's messing up. But hey guys, welcome to the Overfood Podcast. I am your lovely co-host Mo Glow, coming live from New York City, Jamaica, Queens to be exact. I want to say Happy Women History Month again to all the beautiful ladies around the world. All the hardworking women that are in these that's in this United States of America that we live in. And yeah, can my co-host take introduce herself?
It is the second half of the Overfood Podcast, episode 40 ounce, coming to you live from not the Bronx, but this time coming live from Jamaica, Queens, 11418. Little change of scenery today. Just couldn't be at home, but
Are you
had
trying
to
to
make
make?
time because we have a very, very.
Are you making a baby
Say it
over there
again.
or something? Are you making a kid over there? Hey man, you're not getting younger, and people getting back 20.
Yeah,
People get
I'm at my lady's house. I'm at my lady's
people.
house today. We went on a day and came over here. Um, but yeah, I think it's time we introduce our lovely third guest of the
Before
month.
before we introduce this lovely angel that's on the show. I just want to let everyone know the person that we have here. It's a one of the most I mean, I hate to say the word genuine because everyone says that, but this is probably one of the most straightforward person I ever met in my life. Um, she brightens us my day every time like I speak to her, even if it's for like 12 seconds. Um, she's probably one of the
The lady-
nicest person I ever met in my life. Um,
there's
she
a special
knows
group
a
of
lot
women
about
that are
life.
gonna get a kick out of this.
Hey man, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, grandchildren, everyone, the lovely Garland Jones from Garland. Where are you from again? I totally forgot.
I'm currently located in West Palm Beach, Florida, but that's neither here
Uh,
nor there.
that's money. Is that like where rich people live?
Bro, she
Listen,
lives in a gated community.
Oh yeah, so like you got like a access card to get into your neighborhood.
no comment. Anyway, so the rich people stay in Boca, okay?
Oh,
So,
it's
which is
Boca.
Boca Raton?
yes, Boca Raton. Yes.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah, guys, Garland Jones, a lovely soul. Um, I'm so happy that you're here, Garland. You're actually the fourth woman we ever had on this podcast. The third woman me and Edsel ever interviewed, and
Okay.
like me and that's like me and Edsel always say. Once you come on the show, you're no longer like a friend of the show. You're like a family of the show. So I'm glad to have you here. And this was like this is one episode that like even though like Edsel is here with me, I actually like planned this like ahead of time. I actually like. I actually
I'm
brought.
dying.
Why you
Yeah,
like?
it was
Why
Mo
you,
who made this happen.
yeah, like
Oh wow.
I was like very like
I
I was
just
looking forward to this.
I was just my untimely self as always. I happened to ask a little late. But Mo wanted this to happen a week ago. So
Mhm.
yeah,
So
so
yeah, I'm happy to have you here. But um, now that like you're here, Garland, um, I mean, I'm just happy to this even. I'm like lost for words right now. You might think I'm lying, but like, yeah.
and
And
it's
so
very few
you
times that he's lost for words, but I will say that Garland, I am super happy that you are on this episode with us today. Just like Mo said, you're one of the most genuine souls we've ever met. You are one of the most intriguing and interesting people. You have the
she's the only
funniest
woman. She's
one-liners.
the only woman that ever called me dirty. I didn't get mad.
I forgot about that. Oh my god.
Um, you have the best one-liners ever.
Yeah,
Like,
she call us dirty. I'm like, yo, this woman.
and you are a Swiss Army knife. I mean, we're gonna get into that later. I mean, that is a question, that is a topic. But
Yeah.
just want to say we are very happy that you're here today.
But
Thank you.
to proceed with the show, Garland, if you could just like explain to us how was like your upbringing, and when you were a child, like just tell people like you don't have to give them your whole memoir
Tell
because
them a little bit about
usually,
yourself.
yeah, just tell like our listeners about yourself.
Okay. I'm Garland. Grew up. My mom and my dad were very adamant on trying to keep me out of trouble, so they put me in everything from taekwondo to orchestra. I was in Spanish classes. I was in. It was a lot of stuff. Tap, jazz, dance, all of that great stuff. I've done just about everything that you can
You
think
did
of.
jazz. You did jazz as a kid.
Yeah.
Um,
So
who who was your favorite jazz musician growing up?
I love Wes Montgomery. Huge Billie Holiday fan.
Mm,
Let me think. Who else? Um, Charlie Parker.
Pharoah
Charlie Parker.
Sanders.
Oh
Um,
yes, definitely. Miles
what?
Davis. Huge, huge.
Yeah. Now every time I think of Miles Davis, I think about that Dick Gregory interview when he was like mad at Don Cheadle. He's like, Don Cheadle with all that money he got, and he can't make a proper motherfucking movie.
Why you why you bring that up? Of all things, why you bring that one up?
He said Miles Davis was a flawed motherfucker. He, in the movie he only got on one outfit.
I'm dead, yo. I can't.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
man,
for the most part, did all of that stuff. Um, Went through school, graduated, went to college. I went to Bethune Cookman. Shout out to the Bethune Cookman Wildcats that are out there in the world, which is a historically black college.
oh, I was about to
Um,
ask because I'm like, yo, based on that name, I can know it's just nothing but prominent black people that go there.
yes, historically black college wouldn't have it any other way. And then I went and got my master's degree, and that's about it. That's
What
all
did
I
you get?
got.
What did you get your degree in?
My degree from Cookman is in physical education with concentration in recreation, kinesiology, and I have like a little minor in biology, but that's a
Mm.
whole nother story. And that I don't get a chance to claim, but it is what it is. And for grad school, I um got my degree in recreation and sports management with a concentration in recreational therapy. I have to think about all of this stuff because it's a long title, and I'm currently working to get my doctoral degree in public health. Period. All right.
God damn, damn
Period.
Garland. Period.
Period.
Like I said on the episode where Ashley was on, your faith can never. But yeah, damn Garland, you. I mean, I didn't even make it that far in college. Like I have a low attention. I have like my attention span is pretty low. But when I was in school, I did all my work. I got completed like I did 2 semesters in a community college, and then it was like school wasn't for me. Like I was majoring in like I forgot what civil engineering. That was I want when I was younger. I wanted to be an engineer.
But I mean,
You could have
like
went to a
college,
trade school for that.
that's true as well. But I tell people all the time, college isn't really for everybody. We all encourage people to go to college and stuff, but some people are not. Some people don't with in the direction that they want to go. You don't necessarily need it. It just depends on what direction they want to go, and also who you can network with, and all of that other great stuff.
So you said like you major like in physical education, right?
Yes, I did at one point in time.
Like how was that? Like, cause I know I normally never meet people that like major in that. Like I meet people that want to be like accountants and like business managers and sports managers.
The biggest misconception with physical education is that it's like an easy major, and it is not. It is far from being easy. There's a lot of intensive work, like kinesiology in general, like basically muscle movements and things of that nature. Making sure that kids are, because with our physical ed program, we did a lot with health education. So making sure that the students are, getting the right nutrients, being able to advocate for them in a sense of them getting proper nutrients and proper meals, and having activities throughout the day to get them up and out into the community, or out up and out like in school, so that they are not just sitting at a desk all day. It's a lot of work, and people don't realize that it is. So it's a very I like working in physical ed. I never so there's like two different avenues. Well, I say two different avenues that Cookman was very focused on. It was like the K through 12 physical ed, and then there was like you actually working in parks and recreation, or working in a recreational facility type physical ed. So that ended up being, a thing.
Oh, interesting. And so, you got any questions for like Garland based on like her upbringing, school, or any of that?
I mean, this will go right into what the next question is how did you become, I like to call you a Swiss Army knife because it's like every single day I'm learning that you have a brand new skill. Um, you
Yeah,
know,
but her number one skill is bullying.
Okay, Moho.
this thing,
That's
I
that's
will
what's
say,
Yo,
up.
Garland
yo,
has,
yo.
That's what's up. I appreciate you.
um, I will say she has some of the best comebacks, and very quickly, she's very witty with the comebacks, very quick. But
Garland, I just want
I
to
would
let you
say,
know you weren't the first person to ever call me Moho.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. But I wanted to stick.
It's
I
not
want
gonna
to
stick.
I want to
it's
be
gonna
the last
because
person
the
to make
women
it
in the group
stick.
are calling you that,
Nah, I shut that down. I shut that down. That's not gonna happen on
and
this.
so you piss one of
Uh,
them off.
yo, I told you my purpose in life is to start destruction, murder, mayhem, madness, all of that. But you're not gonna call me Moho.
Moho.
But I guess my question is, where did this intake of all of these different skills start? Like what's what gives you the hunger to just like intake all of these different skills?
I get bored.
Hey,
I get
man.
I
I
do.
get
I get bored. Like I'm one of those people who growing up, like there was a lot of times when it was just like, let's say it was just me and my parents in the house. So like my parents are I had older parents, so we weren't like always playing and running around and stuff like that. So a lot of times they worked extremely hard, and so, and because of the way that they worked and their work ethic, a lot of times I didn't have to struggle, and I thank God for that. But the biggest thing was that I could tell that they were tired, and like if I go and I'm talking to them and they're like giving me one word answers, I kind of would take that social cue as I need to go take my ass somewhere and go like do something with myself. So like I remember my first time like actually like being creative. I My parents had bought me like kitchen stuff, like they buy those kids like all those kitchen, those fake kitchens and all of that other stuff. But when they bought me the kitchen, they didn't buy me pots and pans for the kitchen. So I ended up going and making my own, like with cardboard boxes, and it wasn't like they couldn't afford it. I just didn't go ask for it, and I was just like, let me try to figure it out on my own. So I did that. I would draw. This is how I learned how to draw, because I would draw things like if I
you're
wanted
an
a head,
illustrator.
I draw. I'm
That's
just
that's
I
wonderful.
draw. I don't I'm I'm okay with it. But
Ah, you're
um
downplaying yourself again.
so
You know
anyways,
how to graffiti?
no, that's something I would love to know how to do. But and I have a book that I've been kind of going over that like look at how like people like do tags and things of that nature. But that's that's a whole nother thing. But I would draw like eggs and make the eggs as real as possible. So it's like if you were to crack an egg and it would be sunny side up, I would actually draw it and like try to shade it in so to have like the particular like darkness and things of that nature. Um, I would do like a lot. And like I said, it wasn't like my parents couldn't afford it. I just didn't want to ask them because they were working so hard. So I was just like, I can figure it out on my own. So and me saying I can figure it out on my own ended up me going through life figuring it out on my own and like saying, okay, I can learn how to draw. Oh, I can paint this or I can make this and I don't have to pay anybody for it because I know how to do it myself. So I ended up being that person. Like everybody's like, yeah, I spent like $100 to do this. And I'm just like F a why? Like, why you spend that money? Like, it don't make no damn sense. Like, you can just figure out how it's made and do it. Like, I've made so many things. Like, I call myself like my friends laugh at me because they call me the watercolor paper queen because I can take watercolor paper and I can stack it and put it together and like sand it down and like create whatever out of it. Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
So you got like so basically you got an infinity like gauntlet in your hand like around the
Basically,
world.
We'll go with that. We'll definitely go with that. So
your
it's just
Mary
crazy because
has all five, all six, and she's looking for more.
yeah, I it's so weird because I mean like everybody's just like you're so good at everything, and I'm just like yeah, but I feel like a lot of times it's like I get bored. I flip flop too much to like really, and I don't want to say it's like attention span type thing, but it's just like I want to put my hand in everything, and so sometimes me wanting to put my hand in everything kind of causes a little bit of chaos with my brain.
Mm.
That's understandable. I'm the same way with him. Like it's times like where we talk about stuff and it's like I will go learn like literally like from the moment that thing happened to like the current time. So it's like it's always just like just trying to like understand and like obtain and obtain knowledge and whatever you're trying to do. So it's
Definitely.
not a bad thing. I do the same thing with like everything. I approach life that way. If I'm interested in something or it's something that I need to know or do, I'm gonna try to learn how like it became that and how can it get to the next step.
And that's so
I do that with
important. Like
information and just never do anything with it. Like I learn all of these random facts, and
you're
I'm
really
always
good at random
Wikipedia
facts.
something.
You're really good at random facts. I
That's the
love
first
it.
time I hear that.
Yeah, I love it because like I'm
Uh,
sitting in a room
my
looking
friends
like,
hate
what?
me because of that. Some of my friends hate me because of that.
Really?
Yeah, because I will literally say the most random thing. Like you
I
can
think
just
it's a
give me.
conversation starter because sometimes some people just don't have anything to talk about. I'll bring up a random fact and they're like, dude, how the fuck do you know that?
Yeah, you'd be like, do you not know that a caterpillar has 8 titties? Like, they'd be like, wait, what? Like, it's just crazy. Like, FYI, a caterpillar does not have 8 titties, but I'm just throwing that out there. Okay? If
That's
just
like one thing I always do is I randomly always say, you know that if like I was telling you, you want to know a random fact, and they're like, oh, what's up? And I'm like, well, the if when a duck is born, if you're the first thing that it sees, you become the mother.
mother. Hmm.
Yeah,
And people are just like, wait, why do you know that? And I'm like, well, I mean, I thought it was a pretty well known fact.
I
And
mean, they
then
do it
that
in
just becomes
cartoons.
exactly. And it's like a conversation starter because then it's like, what other facts do you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
I used to be good at
um,
corny jokes. Corny jokes used to be my thing. Of
Oh,
like,
you
it's
was reading Laffy Taffy rappers.
no, even though they were whack, those were whack. But
yeah,
I mean,
those were
yeah.
horrible. Those were
Mhm.
terrible. Thank God we moved on in life and got witty with ourselves. 'Cause I hated every single like Laffy Taffy joke, and I also hated like all the fortune cookie stuff. I never understood why people got a kick out of fortune
I
cookies.
love fortune cookies, and you could play numbers on the back. Like, are you kidding me?
It's like a reassurance in their life.
Hey man, I just want to say, yo, the lottery system is a scam. They only let people in Nebraska win. Um,
What? I'll
The
let you ride
closest
on that one.
person I've ever seen to me to my area that I've seen win the lottery is a person from like the middle of New Jersey.
Yeah, it's but then it's a crazy thing. Like people that win the lottery, like they end up like essentially just losing all that money like in a 6 year span.
because they're dumb. What you need to do is, and I'm about to put everybody on game. I don't know
No,
who for
Garland,
the
you can't.
watchers.
Hold on, before you go, you can't really say that because you gotta realize when someone like live their day in and day out, and they only get like a particular amount of money for like the like say 20 years out of like 20 to like 25 years out of like they just get like a particular set of base of money. Like say like someone worked like they get paid bi-weekly and every 2 weeks they get paid $2,500 like after tax or whatever. I mean, granted, some people don't get paid that much, but
Hmm.
that's another time for another day. But say like you go from like getting paid that base every 2 weeks, and then like one day you go from getting paid that to getting like access like $70 million. You're not gonna know how to use that because your whole life you were prone to.
Wait, this is why I say they're dumb.
No, no,
Because
no, no, no. They are
some
dumb. I'm not.
if
But
some no, but if somebody would educate
You
them,
have
if
to give
somebody in
the
the
semi disclaimer.
yeah, if I am not a financial advisor. It's not like
yeah,
sorry. Okay.
yeah.
So what should do what should happen with the lottery is that automatically they should provide them with a financial advisor. Automatically an accountant, a financial advisor, because the problem is that these people are getting this money and they don't know how to act. The first thing, and everybody says that, I've read books on it, like where people are just like, yo, like let me just go ahead and tip you to a game. Like as soon as you get this money, get you a financial advisor. As soon as you find out that you win, like go and get yourself a financial advisor, so or an accountant, because that's what's going to help you manage your damn money. And so that's the problem. They get the money in hand and then they lose their damn shit, and then they go and they want to buy Ferraris and all the damn shit they ass can't drive. So
I mean, if I won $70 million, I'm still going to work the next day. But then I'm gonna have so much leverage at work because if you talk to me crazy, like yo, you're 5 minutes late, I'm like yo, I can buy you just to let you know that like you can be.
I
I
if
can
I
buy you.
Yo, I'm gonna let people know. I mean, Obama
I don't.
already promised. I mean, when
I
Obama
wouldn't even
became
want to
president,
spend all of that money
yeah, I'm
because
gonna just
when you get that money, they tax the shit out of you.
that
no. It
too.
depends on what state too. Some states have like low, like they low on
Well,
taxes. So
nigga,
like,
win that shit in New York.
yeah, that's why nobody in New York wins. Like
Yeah.
we have like, bro. It's first of all, it's so like hard to live out here, bro. Like I be seeing why people be like, yeah, man, I'm gonna move to Delaware and get $1,000 house, 4 bedroom. And it's like, I don't know, man, because you gotta drive everywhere, and it's like I don't like being in cars. I be getting car sick like within 30 minutes.
Well, I mean, New York, the way that New York is set up is like you don't necessarily have to have a car. So it's like you have public transportation. Your public transportation actually runs somewhat efficiently, from what I hear.
Until you have
Yeah,
So,
no, no. See,
until only New Yorkers will understand what I'm about to say. Until you got the 5 train running on the 2 line and the 2 line running on the G line and the G line running on the L.
but I'm gonna say this: as much as horrible as our train system is, we're ranked number 5 in the world. So just think about how horrible we talk about this train system in a city of 9 million people, and we're ranked number 5 in the world. The city alone, the city of New York City, public transportation is ranked 5th in the world. That's like behind like Paris,
That,
obviously Hong
that's
Kong, and all.
disgusting. I would rank New York at the bottom because we have the oldest train system in the world.
Yeah, but it's more convenient than anywhere else in America. We're number 1.
Well, it's it's the only transportation system anywhere in the world that runs 24 hours without
Yeah,
stopping.
man.
Up until the pandemic, but it's the only system is the only transportation system that runs 24 hours, seven
Hey,
days a week.
man. Hey, man. The buses still run 24 hours. It's just the train. To
Yeah,
be real, bro,
up
it's
until
too
you gotta
many
get on the
people.
bus at midnight, you gotta wait 45 minutes for a damn bus.
oh my gosh.
Hey, man, you gotta like budget your life. I mean, hey, if you're taking a bus at 3 a.m., you already prepared yourself to wait an hour and 15 minutes for the bus. Uber
Fun
is only like
True.
$8.
fun fact, I've only taken the bus once, and that was when I was like 5 in Tallahassee, and that was with my grandmother. Other than that, I've never had to take the bus anywhere.
My fault. My fault.
Must be nice. All I hear is
This
wealth.
this this young queen here is wealthy,
It's not wealth.
All I hear is wealth.
Okay,
but
well,
to I mean I really didn't want to like touch on this subject, but like it
Wait, hold on,
recently
hold on, hold on,
happened.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Before we get there, tell us about. You know exactly what I'm about to ask you. You have to tell us about that cover.
I will not. I will
You
not.
have. You have to. You have. Come on. It.
I will just say that I will say
You don't.
this. I will say this. I was the youngest child in the state of Florida to do taekwondo at the age of 2. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And I'm done.
Oh my
Yo,
God. I'm about. If you don't want to talk about it, I'm making that cover the cover of this episode.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You go ahead.
yo,
Do that.
if that's gonna get you on your nerves, you gonna stop calling me Moho?
No, you still forever gonna be Moho. I don't know what you think this is. The hell?
I like how you try to get yourself out of that.
I know. Like, don't try to ease your way out of
Yo,
it. You gonna
I
be
just want to let
Moho.
you know, Edsel, the day Garland added me on Instagram, I accepted it, and then 12 seconds later, she writes, "Hi, Moho." Like Larry, like, and Larry, I was like, bro, like, I'm in the same clubhouse room with you. You don't gotta write me that.
No, because I mean, it would have. It just was better. I wanted to greet you as is and just be like,
She had.
"Hey,
She had to establish that she's officially here.
yeah."
Hey, man, stop calling me that.
I'm not. I'm not.
But yeah, Edsel, earlier this week, what it happened on Thursday or Wednesday?
Wasn't it Tuesday?
I mean, bro, to be
It
real,
might have been
sometimes
between wasn't it
I don't
Thursday?
really like to watch the news because there's nothing good on the news. But then it's like I have to watch the news and I have to pay attention to the news because I have to do a show every week. So it's kind of hard for me to pay attention to this stuff. And it's like, well, the reason why I have to pay attention because it's happening in our backyard, which is the United States of America. Um, so can you just fill me in because I didn't follow this too much.
Um, I don't follow it too much, like to the T. Um, Hold on, let me get you the exact date that
Yeah,
this.
I'm looking for it too.
I want to say it might have been Wednesday, bro. Oh no, see, it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday. So what happened was an armed gunman, uh, white man. I'm gonna say that because the news don't seem to want to say it. White supremacist, a white terrorist, um, went into a spa that is ran majorly by people of Asian descent, um, and um, 4 people were killed in the spa. Um, and then I believe he had came from elsewhere. It says one of 9 victims in the shooting at 3 different spas in the Atlanta area. So he went into different places and killed people of Asian descent. And if you've been you've been keeping up, if you've been keeping up, there's an increase on hate crimes against Asian people throughout the country. Um, and this is believed to be racially motivated, and it's just sad because um, 2020 was already super bad with the pandemic, and um, you know the just the plethora of black people dying at the hands of authority or at the hands of white people And
Yeah.
you
Stop
know,
saying white people. Stop saying white people. Just say fucking racist people. This is
white,
like
I guess, racist people. But I'm gonna say it as it is. People don't ever want to say that it's a white person, but whenever it comes to black people, they'll make sure to tell you that they were a black person. So, um,
um
but yeah, it's I'm kind of at a loss for words just because I mean, sometimes I just feel like what else is there to say, you know? And it just fucking sucks, bro. You
It
know,
does.
I mean, if anybody would like to take over right now, Garland, more than welcome to take over. Right now, I just can't come up with the words.
I mean, it's a horrible situation. Anytime anybody it loses their life senselessly is a horrible situation, but I definitely feel some type of way because the biggest terrorist in America is the white man. But at the same in the same point, people will not identify that that is the biggest terrorist. They're very gung-ho about looking at people on the outskirts instead of looking domestically in the United States. That and we can go all the way back to, I'll even take it back to colonial time, when even the father of modern medicine was taking black slaves, and utilizing them for medical experiments, and basically no
Hmm.
anesthesia, nothing, and torturing these slaves. So I'm just like, it's just been an ongoing thing of a particular set of people providing terror and infusing fear into the hearts of others throughout centuries. So it's like, what can you do to stop it? Because they're running countries, or they're running our countries. They're sitting at legislation tables. They're lawyers, they're doctors, they're police officers. What do you do?
all right. I'm about to say something that like I'm just gonna highlight in the last let's go. I'm gonna do it modern time. So I don't wanna make it seem like like I'm not trying to like make it seem like we're in a US history class. But in the last probably 50 years, right? These are all the all the acts of like just domestic terrorism in this country. 1978, the Unabomber. That was the first time like a terrorist attack like happened, and not the first time, but like it was like one of the first like attacks that like people like started drawing into attention that like
It was
people like
highlighted
yeah,
basically.
it was highlighted. Then you go to like the attack of the Jewish defense. People were attacking Jewish people and whatnot. Then from that, the most popularized one that everyone from like age 35 and like from age like 35 to like 47 is gonna remember vividly the Oklahoma City bombing, which was like very big. Like I know like a couple like way episodes back, Edsel, you remember when I said the gentleman named Timothy McVeigh who was like he killed like over 160 people in a bombing on April 19th, 1995 in Oklahoma. And the fun fact, it's not a fun fact, but the crazy thing is that happened literally in the same space where Black Wall Street was. So just think about that. Like that's a big massacre in American history, and then a bombing happens like not even a couple, like 100 years, not even probably 100 years after. But then, like, then you have the bombing at the Central Park in Atlanta. In Atlanta, and then you got the Boston Massacre, and then the Dylan Roof killing, and whatnot. And then like we could keep going on more. We got the Orlando nightclub shooting where people like now people are like consciously remembering now. And then we got even to be even worse, we had the El Paso shooting at the Walmart like 2 years
Hmm.
ago. So it's like
Child. Yep.
yeah, and then you think about it, right? Every time like these acts happen, right? It's never about like yo, this person is wrong. It's always about, oh, this person is not in a mentally right state of mind. But then it's like people like me, you, and Garland. Like, if we ever even had the courage to do that, it's like the things that they would say, like, oh, typical black person. They're just like thugs, but it's like guys like these and like even women like these would like do stuff, and then it's just like Jay was just having a bad day.
Oh
No,
man, don't get me started when that
no,
sheriff said that. He said
n-
No.
he was at the end of his rope. He had a bad day. I don't have a bad day and go shoot people.
yeah, like
I
look
have
at
a
this,
bad day
like
and
look at
stuff
this.
happen.
I remember the Christopher Darwin, do a Christopher Donner or Darwin. That's his name, right? Chris Dorner, the dude from LAPD. That he basically waged war on the LAPD. I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking
I
about.
remember that because I had just graduated high school. I was a janitor at the time, and I remember like that being on the news because that happened like literally around the same time. Like something crazy in Los Angeles happened, like the Lisa Lamb girl. But the the Chris Dorner thing, right? When you look at like when you read it now, like in the books, it's like he literally lost his life for doing his job, right? And then they exile him because it's no other way you can say it's discrimination because like um he he did exactly what he was supposed to do at his job, but then like we can say the similar thing for that man that he was at the tipping point of his life and like he was on a down moment. But every time like you speak, people bring up Chris Donner, like they always talk about how he was like some angry guy and like no, he always had like an evil smile on his face, but
Yeah,
everybody,
that's
everyone
just
else.
that's just how like people are conditioned to view people of color. Like it's always the dark skinned person is the bad person, and like that's like the big thing that if anybody's familiar with Jane Elliott and the Jane Elliott experiment, like she basically goes, she initially went into the classroom and basically did a experiment of discrimination between brown eyed and blue eyed children. And so, like, one set of children, let's say all children who had brown eyes, they got treated better than the children who had blue eyes. And then she's asking, like, okay, well, why are you feeling this way? Why is this, affecting you so much? Oh, but they get ice cream and I don't get ice cream. And, like, basically having a dialogue with these kids about, I want you to understand that this is something that Black people face every day, to the point where she has gone into boardrooms and corporations and done the same experiment and had adults walk out because, and usually they're white adults, walk out because they can't handle the discrimination, even though it's like a pretend discrimination, they just can't handle it. And it's just like, you can't handle it in a boardroom where it's a simulation. Think about other people in their day-to-day walk of life. Like, why can't you
Every
sit up
single
here
day.
and, yeah, so
Yeah,
it's crazy. It is crazy, but this is how they're conditioned, and it all rolls back to like Birth of a Nation. If anybody's ever seen that movie, it'll piss you off. But
Hmm.
yeah.
the
I don't watch slave movies anymore.
but then that's fair. That's fair. But
No,
the
No,
no, you're
wait. Are
right.
you
original,
No,
talking
no,
about
I
the
wasn't
original?
like
You
saying
talking
like
about the
Garland.
original?
no, yeah, the original Birth of a Nation. Was it back in? I think it was like
The
18,
1920. Oh, it was before that. It
something.
was before that. Okay.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Third.
But it's black and white movie. It's like basically showing how the big black man is gonna come and take away your wives and your children and do all this crazy stuff. So that started, and people were flocking to go see this movie. People were
They
flocking.
viewed
Like,
this at
I've read articles about it. Like, it's mind boggling. But this shaped like more of a trajectory of, now these people are free, and because they're free, they're now going to come in and they're now going to do bodily harm to your whole family.
Don't forget that
So
this was shown at the White House, just to
yes,
let you know
that as
how
well.
it
That
is.
as well. So it's a
Oh,
lot. Yeah,
wow,
it's a
that's
lot.
interesting.
It's a
Um,
whole trajectory of why we're continuously like fed this whole thing of, um no matter what, we will not seek justice. Like if something happens to us and we're a victim, they will drag us so deeply, like go into the past. Like I could have like threw a ball at a girl's face. They'll talk about it in the third grade. They'll talk about it on the news. Like she was disgruntled. This young lady said she threw a ball at her face when she was in the third grade, and you'd be like, "What? Like, why are we bringing up shit from the third grade?" But that's just how they
Yo,
are.
I like that you brought that up. This is gonna hurt me and Edsel to talk about because this is pretty recent. It's not even more than 10 years yet. But it was a gentleman in New York City. His name is Khalif Browder. He passed away about like 7 years ago, right, Edsel?
Has it been? No, I think it more like five. Hold on, let me. I don't think it was 7 years ago.
It's been some years. I'm familiar with his story.
2015, so 6 years. It's about to be 6 years.
Yeah. So like the Khalif Browder thing, right?
You know what's crazy? Him and I went to the same school at the same time, but we never really crossed paths.
That's wild.
But we went
Um,
to school at the same time.
the thing with Khalif Browder, right? When like it was him to like go to trial and stuff and like go to court, they literally brought up his whole family background. They didn't bring up anything that had to do with the case, anything. They brought up everything about his family and like him and how like he grew up and like it like to piggyback off of what you said. It literally just shows the difference between like how like white and black they view white and black because when Dylan Roof did that massacre at the church, it was people literally saying he was misunderstood and I just didn't understand how can you be misunderstood if you sat next to seven people. I think it was seven people he was in the church with, right?
Something like that, or maybe
I think it
more.
was nine. I think
All
it was
right,
nine.
cool. You sat with more than five people in the church and then you kill them. How
In
can you
Bible
be
study.
yeah, how can you be misunderstood in that way? First of all, the fact that you even killed nine people and then you got to get a frosty from Wendy's is by far the most wildest and is the wildest thing ever. But then it's like it at this point, like at that point in my life, like I wasn't socially aware, and I was just like, what the like I just didn't understand like why the fuck would cops do that?
It's a continuous slap in the face.
Yeah,
Like
like
anytime they do something of this nature, it's always like, well dang, how can you one up this one? Bam. And they come in and they just like hold my drink, bitch. I got it. Like it's mind boggling just the things that they just do consistently. But I mean, it's like I asked this question. I asked my friend one day, I said, do you ever think that black people are going to seriously get sick of the bullshit and really just come together and just go against everybody, like to rebel? And everybody's like answer in the room was like, hell no, because we're like crabs in a bucket. Nobody's going to really get together and just put their foot down and say, enough is enough. And it sucks, but when you sit back and you really think about it, it's like you do
It's
have a
true.
lot of docile people who are just like, hey, I'm making it. Nobody's bothering me. Nobody's fucking
who,
with me. I think I can just go through the world the way that I can.
who Candace Owens?
Let's not get on that bitch. Please.
ASAP Rocky.
Please. Please.
Uh,
Black people, white people ain't never done that to me. Or
Oh
Little
my
Wayne.
God.
It was a white man who saved my life.
And wasn't ASAP Rocky thrown in jail in a whole nother country? Like he needs to chill the hell out because
Yo,
baby,
wow, you want to hear something crazy? Couple weeks ago made it 30 years since Ronnie King got like beat up by Los Angeles PD.
I remember that. I remember being a kid and seeing that on TV and like trying to figure out like what the hell was going on. And my mom really not. My mom has always been blunt and she's been able to explain things to me, but I don't think she was really able to explain that at the moment. And how and what that meant for us moving forward. So I definitely remember when that happened, sitting in her room watching CBS News and seeing him being pummeled on the ground. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it just like I don't want to like make it like a timestamp and keep bringing up like all the wrongdoings of like white people, but you have to like because at this point this is like you literally have to just like show like the case in, like like what they call
Case in point.
the case in point of like how how like white people are viewing America because like I know like Chris Rock made a lot of like interesting jokes about that back in the day. And at that time, like in the late 90s, people weren't like trying to be socially aware the way they are now.
Mhm.
And like all his jokes, like when you look at it back from like the late 90s and now, he's literally highlighting how hidden racism has always been from since like the 70s. Like how people like, yeah, like even though it's not segregation, like I don't want you around me and like I'm gonna like do everything in my power to pull you back. I'm never gonna do it myself, but I'm gonna make someone else that look like you do yourself. And like you brought up Garland that you were in a room and someone was like, yeah, the crab in the barrel mentality.
Mhm.
That's never gonna stop. Cause
It's
one
never.
because one, it's only 13% of like the population of black people in the United States of America. And if it's one thing I noticed growing up in the inner city around black people, it's like we do want to look out for each other, but it's always the back end notion in mind is like you did no one wants to see somebody do better than them. And it's like that's the most hurtful part of it because it's like if you like we always post these photos like if black people come together we can take over this whole world, but it's like no one really believes in that because they feel
Mhm.
like it's every man for themselves because their whole lives is like it's been like taught like ever since like we were enslaved that it's
Yeah.
you against everybody and
Survival of the fittest.
fittest, yeah, and it's
Only
like
the strong survive.
yeah, and it's like the more I think about it is just like it's like like America is not for black people. It's never been. Like even
Never
like
been.
I hate when people bring up like oh I hate like when those old like white men that like look like that got like skin that look like heroin tell you that oh like look how look at all the prominent black men that are rich and famous and it's like yo
I'm
that's a
gonna
1 in 1 million chance.
I'm gonna agree
Hmm.
with you that America might not be for black people, but then again, we also have to look at the fact that the world really ain't for black people.
Yeah, see,
Like, so
I
I
was just
mean, we
speaking about
could
America.
go. I know, and like, because I'm thinking to myself, like, there was a whole thing like where they were trying to get black people to come to Ghana, I believe, so that they could have like dual citizenship and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
I thought that was great. I was so pissed off that I missed the boat on that.
citizenship to the diaspora.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like
I
is even parts in Africa that's not for the darker color.
exactly. So
Ugh.
it's like you're really like stuck because it's just like it's like what are you supposed to do? Like
Yeah,
am I supposed to stay here and take this or like am I supposed to rebel against it or am I just
yeah,
supposed to just tap dance my way through life and just think that everything's going to fucking be
yeah. It's
okay?
like
Crazy
everybody
because
just think. Go ahead,
we're
that's
talking
my fault.
about we're talking about black people leaving America, such and such. But if you look back in the 1800s, black Americans literally did just that. That's how Liberia was created. Liberia wasn't a country in Africa. Liberia was an American-made country in Africa. They bought that big piece of land in the west coast of Africa, and a whole bunch of African Americans set sail to Africa. Um, the same thing in the east coast of the DR in Samana. There were a bunch of Black Americans. It started with Black Americans from Philly who in the 1800s traveled to Samana, the eastern part of the Dominican Republic, and settled over there. And to this day, there's a large, I believe it's a community of 8,000 or even more, and they have their own version of English, the
Mm.
same way that Liberians ended up making their own dialect of English. And I just found that out about um, the people, the African Americans traveling to Samana, maybe less than a year ago. It's not even something that's really talked over there. It's not something that's taught over here, you know.
Yeah,
So when we speak about Black Americans, when they always say, "Oh, go back to where you come from," or whatever the fuck it is, whatever the fuck they say. I mean, some have done it, but at the same time, a lot of us don't even know where we come from, because the countries that a lot
exactly.
of us come from, like Mo's descendants aren't. Yes, he's Guyanese, but he doesn't know where his lineage truly starts. I'm Dominican, but I don't know where my lineage truly starts. I could be Kenyan for all I know.
True.
You know what I mean? So where am I gonna go to?
Like
Wherever,
for
wherever my parents are from is my ancestors built that.
That's definitely true. Because like even though like I was born in Guyana, I don't really like to say I'm Guyanese because like um it's a big prominent statue in Guyana. His name is I think his name is I always pronounce it wrong. He's either Cuffy or Kofi, and like he was like a he was a larger than life guy. He's like I believe he was like African and like he came there and like he did a lot of things for like black people there. And I always say like wherever he was from, that's where like I'm from because like obviously he wasn't born there. Like so that means he
Yeah.
came from somewhere else. So like even though like, I was born in Guyana, I just always say like I always say I'm black first before anything. Like before like anything else. Like I always tell people before like when you see me, I'm a black man. When I die, I'm a black man. Like I don't know exactly where I'm from, but I'm hoping one day to meet like just go to the place where I'm from. And even like even though people do these ancestries thing and like they tell you like your bloodline, like I just don't know how accurate that is until I go to like the continent of Africa.
So, yeah, I agree with you. Like, me and my mom are actually on a mission to try to figure that out. My father passed away some years back, and so a lot of relatives on his side of the family are no longer alive. And my mom's family has been very like small knit, and like when people die off, they just die off, and there's just so many things that you just don't get a chance to know about or hear about. And so I am definitely on like a huge mission with my mom. And I think it's a fun project for us to try to find out like basically where we come from and like what, like even family secrets, like okay, like my granddaddy bought a Porsche or some crap like that back in the day and didn't tell my
Yeah.
grandma. Like I want to know stuff like that. So it's I know that's like a fun journey that we said that we were going to share and that we were going to do, and that we were going to even research like all of the kits to see which one, and we might even take all of them, who knows, but I am up in the air with the whole DNA kit because of the simple fact that it was proven that some of them were taking your
And they sell your
information
DNA.
and selling it or giving it to police and having people find out like cold cases and all types of crazy shit. So
Yeah. That
yeah,
was always a thing on my mind because I'm like, yo, bro, like, why am I giving this random person like my DNA? Like,
Hmm.
facts,
what? Like,
Stop it.
if you can't show me that right there, right now, why am I giving it to you?
facts.
Hmm. But
Yeah.
I know we got a little. I wouldn't say we got a little off the rails because it does have to do with what happened. Um, but my heart, my prayers go to the families of those affected because truly, you know, it's it's just truly fucked up. It's truly fucked up what's going on, bro. Um, you know, and yes, it does happen to Black Americans, and it's been happening since the beginning of time. And what has happened to Black Americans have been much more horrific. But this just lets you know that it doesn't just happen to us. It happens to other racial groups in this country, and it all has one common denominator.
I have a question. Do you guys believe like racism is a mental health thing?
No,
Because I see like
no,
people try to throw that out there.
It's a
it's a
taught
learned
behavior.
behavior.
It's a taught behavior. Like people are learning how to do that. And when it comes down to mental health, I'm a therapist too, so I do a lot. Um, um, but uh, when it comes down to mental health is not a learned behavior, and people need to understand that. So when people try to correlate the two of saying that, oh yeah, you know, racism is a form of mental health. No, 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 because that is completely a learned behavior. That's you talking horse shit right now.
The,
So I just, it kills me to hear people, especially Fox News, because Fox News is real big on like throwing that narrative out there, and I just want to slap the dog piss out of them because they're liars.
yep.
It's just I'm always just like, yo, like stop it, stop the BS. Whoever
Stop
this
the cap.
exactly, whoever this psychologist you have up here, he's full of shit. So like,
So
stop it.
the perfect example is little kids. Look at how kids interact with group kids of different in different racial groups. None of them tell each other, "Oh, you're a chink," "Oh, you're a spig," "Oh, you're a nigger." They don't do that.
That's learned behavior
They
at
learn that
home.
at home. They
Yep.
learn that at home.
I like that you did that. I was watching the like I didn't finish this documentary, but I was watching the Pele documentary, and he said like when he went to the World Cup, I think it's Sweden, like in like 58, 1958 or whatnot. Like he said, like the little kids was like coming up to him and rubbing his skin, and like they were like looking at their hand, like looking at like his hand was like he was like dirty, and like he remember saying like seeing one of the kids like asking their parents like why is his skin so dirty? And that like you can tell like like parents it like you guys said is taught from since it's young because like he even said like the parents didn't even try to correct the kid or not.
First time I
It was
was
like
ever
that.
called a oh, go ahead. No.
No, no, no. Go ahead. You got it.
Well, I was gonna say the first time I was ever called a nigger was in the first grade. A little boy, I still remember his name, Will. He came up to me. I was doing something. I can't remember what it was. We were supposed to be playing a game or whatever. And I went to reach for something and I took it from him to pass it to somebody else. And he got mad because he didn't want me to touch it. And he said, "Stop it, you nigger." And I said,
Oh no, I would have whooped his ass.
but I didn't know what a nigger was because me and my parents had never had that conversation. So when I went home, so it didn't affect me any. But when I went home, I, casually sitting at the table talking to my parents were like, "Well, how was school?" I was like, "It was good." I was like, Will called me a nigger, and everybody's fork hit the table at the same time and turned and looked at me, and they were just like, "He called you what?" And so I had to repeat it. I had never seen my mother and my father and even my brother turn red as they did. They were pissed. And I was just like, well, what is it? Like, and having to be explained in first grade, having to be explained what it is and why nobody should be saying that to you. And my mom even said, if he say that to you again, she was like, you can slap him because she was like nobody should ever say that to you a day in your life. And so then to have that experience and then to keep going through life and going through all of these, because I went to school with white kids all for majority of my life up until I went to college. And they were, some of them were very nasty and they wouldn't really tell you. Like, my parents had really good jobs. They thought, no, they thought my dad was a drug dealer. They would say like stuff like that. Like, it was just craziness. So to sit back and to see how all of these children are, I know for a fact that is learned behavior, because even my mom said when Will did that, she was like, "Oh, he heard that from home." So I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's kind of like what somebody in our friend group went through recently, and you know, her son being called that word in a baseball game. Wow, how does her son is like what 9, 10 years old, having
Something
to
like
hear that
that.
at that age
Yeah.
is ridiculous. That kind of stopped all of us in our tracks for a few minutes, and for a little bit I was a little distraught because like damn, yo, these are little kids. I should have, you should, a little kid of that age shouldn't have to hear that, you know, and she didn't disclose whether that was the first time he's ever heard it, but I'm gonna assume it is.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have to hear that at such a young age and to have to be taught what that word is at 10 years old.
One thing I
You
can
know,
definitely say is that in the South, you get it early.
mm,
They're gonna let it be known.
Yeah, you get it super early in the South. Like, cause I've had friends who've lived up north. Like even my husband, he's from Queens. He's never. Oh God, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. But like he's gone through like living in Queens and stuff and not hearing any of that stuff to that magnitude to coming down to Miami and being engulfed in people saying it and being uncomfortable about it. Like I've had to stop him from trying to beat somebody's ass because they called me one in my face. And I just looked at them and was just like, whatever. But I knew that the guy was suffering from, he really had like a mental health disease. And like he looked like he was homeless and all that other stuff. And my husband's like, I don't give a damn what he is. He could be, oh, he could have a peg leg. I'm about to whip his ass. And I'm just like, bro, like, chill out. Like, it's not that deep. It don't hurt me like and I don't know, like I don't want to say like I'm numb to it because I've heard it so much, but it doesn't hurt me to a certain magnitude when I look at a particular type of person and they're saying it to me.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying because up here, like we do deal with racism, but like for the most part, like we
a little
don't.
more covert.
Yeah, it's more like yeah, like we don't get like to hear. Like trust me, we die to hear someone call us that. But like for the most part, like they do it like underlining, like they will say like underline things about you, like oh
Mhm.
you speak well. Oh I
You speak well, they would emphasize the
mm,
word homie. You would
yeah,
notice, they give handshakes to
brother.
everybody else, but they will give you a fist pound. Like I had a manager when I worked at Adidas who I noticed would give like handshakes to everyone else, but when it came to me, I get a fist pound, and I was like,
Yeah,
maybe I had to tell myself, am I tripping? And
even
but
like when I worked at Macy's, like in Manhasset, like I do like it was like a little bit of racism there because one, I'm in one of the richest like neighborhoods in like New York State. Two, when I was there, I was like the youngest black employee there. Three, they always used to ask me like what rap music I listen to, and then I will always just tell them like I don't like rap music. I only listen to like fucking George Michaels and shit. And they used to be like shocked that I knew who George Michael was. And like they would like ask me about like trends and shit. And I used to just tell them like, bro, why do you even care? Like don't live in a you don't live in a black community. Like like I knew like it was like weird because like they will always say like urban. And like that word is very to me, I don't take that word serious.
It,
Like
I hate that word.
it irks me.
I hate
so
that
yeah.
word. I
Like
also kind of hate the word hood.
yeah, like so like even like some of my homies, like some of my boys, they experience racism at their job. Like even like one of like a coworker that I used to work with, like we I mean fuck it, we don't even work with that motherfucker anymore. But he had like asked one of my closest friends, shout out to my boy Gary, he asked him like, hey G, what's good in the hood, man? And it's like, why is your white ass asking me what's good in the hood? Why do you even care about my neighborhood? That's the number one. Like, like why is that like that? And like he to him he probably thought like he was just asking a genuine question, but bro, like don't ask me that question because you generally don't care about the circumstances I come from.
Exactly.
That's like, and I've told the story twice. I kind of went over it yesterday, where a few weeks ago we had a replacement guard come in, and this guard was a retired cop, and for some reason still wearing his badge on his chain like it's a Cuban, and he also had a Blue Lives Matter patch on his jacket, so I already knew what type of time it was. So what I like to do at work is I like to go downstairs. I like to get my work done to start the day. Then I go upstairs. I go get some fresh air. I sit outside the store because it's a boutique store. So we're kind of leaning on doing stuff like that. Um, out in front of my store, to the right, there's a red brick wall with some graffiti on it, and he comes up and he asks me, "All of this graffiti, do you think it was BLM throughout the summer protest?"
I'm like, why the fuck do you even care?
I mean, I
And
would have been. Did the graffiti even have anything that reflected?
nothing BLM, nothing BLM at all, nothing.
Okay.
And I'm thinking to myself, real quickly, I'm like, one, I was a little distraught, and I had to kind of think quick on my feet because it's either one, I'm responding in a very nasty manner, or two, I just have to walk away, and I chose the latter. I mean, yeah, I chose the latter. I just left because it's like there's like if I say something, I'm gonna get fired, and I can't risk that in the middle of a pandemic. But I'm downstairs and I'm pacing back and forth. I'm a little, uneasy about it because it's like, why would you ask my black ass that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Take a look at me. Why would you ask me that?
I remember when you let us know that, and we were all just like, "Yo, like we appreciated the fact that you like kept your cool and that you just kind of like walked off from it." But
Mhm.
yeah, a moment like that, I probably would have said something like super slick because you know how my mouth gets. So,
Yeah, I
um,
was I was ready to let off a SMD. I was really ready to let that off, but I just had to pull
Um,
back real quick because
I got
that wasn't it.
I got one for you. Like my last like year at Macy's, it was this dude, like one of the white dudes like I used to speak to at work. His name was Nick, and we was like around the same age and shit. And it's like I didn't care about what he did outside of the job because like at work you just gonna have to talk to people even though you don't want to talk to them. And
facts.
like so like I'm like over the because I worked there for 5 years from like 2014 to 2015. So I want to say like the turning point for me at Macy's is like 2016, like when I like start like because I didn't want to work in Long Island anymore. Like because I felt like I was away from all my close friends. Like I felt like that that place was like eating me alive like every day. Like I just be like I can't believe I'm here. So like the year when did the Dylan Roof stuff happen in 2016, right? And
Mm,
like the Blue Lives Matter shit became a thing like 2016, 2017, right?
Well, Black Lives Matter became a thing in 2013
I know that, but
after
like
Trayvon Martin, and
no, I was talking
Blue
about Blue
Lives
Lives.
Matter probably became a thing between 15, 16.
So
and
yeah, I remember.
Dylan Roof was 2015.
Yeah, so homie had a fucking he had a like his pops. Mind you, his pops is a polar opposite of him. Like his pops is like a very like for like what I seen. Like his dad was like more of like a socially conscious guy. Like he would always like he will always like try to like not like because we work with some racist people in Long Island. So like he would always like try to like lecture those people like this is not how you talk to people whatnot. So I thought like his son would be that way. So I remember the day when I saw him he had two wristbands that said Blue Lives Matter, and I was like, "What is that about?" And he was like cops are people too." And I was like, "Yo, bro, being a cop is a badge of honor. A badge of honor is not a fucking race." I was just like, "Cops are not 13% of America. Like what? Like I don't get the correlation." He's like, "Yeah, but when a cop get killed, like no one like have sympathy for them." And I was
Well,
like,
when you think black
so
people,
no,
none of
so
you.
so, so I asked him. I said, "Yo, being a cop is a choice, right?" And he was like, "Yeah." I said, "Me being black is not a choice. I was born this way. Like I have no other choice to be black. You can stop right now and being a cop." I said, "You could go work for Walgreens. You could go be a fucking school safety, but you don't have to be a cop. You chose to do that. You want to do that. So you want to retire at age 45. You want to get pension. You want to do that. You don't, you wasn't born black. You wasn't born enslaved. So what do you, I said, if anything, this badge of honor is like a luxury more than what's going on in the world. And he was like, yeah, but cops are dying. I said, bro, black people been dying since before all of us was born.
We
What are
can
you,
talk. when you have conversations like that with those type of people, you just gotta chop it
No,
up and just be like,
no,
I
regardless,
can't.
I wasn't even like hyper aggressive. I was just talking to him regular, and I was like, just to let you know, you sound dumb as fuck. And I think that's what like hit him like hard. I said, this is the prime example of dudes that can't get girls, and they use this as like their badge to be the cool guy. I said,
I'm dead.
I was like, I could tell you were bullied in school, and
Oh
you're
my
using
god.
this to just show people that you're the tough guy. And I was like, bro, if I say, yo, if you really want to defend your land, go to the fucking army. And and then that was the last conversation we ever had.
But I mean, like, I'm very big on like the fact that there are, you know, there are
There are good
law
cops.
enforcement, yeah, law enforcement that's problematic. And then like, because I have a bunch of friends who are in law enforcement too, and I don't see them as problematic, but I also see that because they have been working in law enforcement, that they've been conditioned to a different set of principles now, because they're in that, we could call them a gang.
Yeah, man. Cops are terrible, man. More of the story is I can't tell people. I would love for people to stop discrimination from like all race, like people of color, Black, Asian, Latino. But
Yes.
at this point, it's like we say this, and then like people like, yeah, we need to come together and do like hands across America ads and shit, and then they go right back to square one. It's
Oh,
um, like at this point, bro, it's like we just got to call a spade a spade. We just got to get rid of these white people.
whoa, wait, I'm dead. I can't.
Hey man,
Oh,
like the good brother Malcolm X said, bro, by any means necessary.
oh my God, I
Hey, because
can't.
Garland, we're just gonna keep repeating history, and then we're gonna come back and say, "Oh my God,
True.
such a young boy." I don't mean figuratively, like we have to kill every single white person, but it's just like you got to get
Good,
rid
because
of.
there's some that I really like. They're like my friends. Like,
No, no,
no,
bro. I know
but no,
Garland.
I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying, because but there's a study out. Um, I can't remember what exact date it is, but they said that over time, let's say 2056, that white people will end up being the minority,
Yeah,
because
and I think that's what's the big uproar again because
yeah.
that I remember when that article came out like 2012, and it was like, yo, they showed a picture of how someone would look in 2037, and the person is light as Edsel. That's how the average American is gonna look like.
Yeah, because Edsel's hella light skin.
Edsel, you mute if you don't know.
They were lighter than me because I saw that article.
Well, that's fine. You're
Look,
still hella light skin. I remember I was like,
caramel,
Edsel, are you light skin? I was like, oh
caramel.
snap.
I'm caramel.
That's a
It's
lie.
winter in New York. It's
Uh-huh.
winter in New York.
I remember when
There's
you
no
told
vitamin D.
you told me that lie. Talking about, so yeah, my hands are ashy because it's winter. I was like, nah, because you light skin. That's why your hands ashy.
Yeah,
Yeah, look at this beige ass right now.
I know. It's okay. Whoa. So much aggression. Good
I
grief.
know. See, you see, Garland, you need to give him a therapy session.
It's all right though. That's was my guy.
Yeah, but yeah, more of the story. Until like, all right, one more last thing, right? I'm tired of like people who say like, "Yo, my, like my like my ancestors did that," so like I like that's not me. Like,
Oh, like
yo,
my ancestors did that, so I don't have to go through it or something like
yeah,
that.
like they were like, yeah, like my ancestors was the racist one. Yeah, put it like this: if my last name was like for instance, like like a notorious gangbanger. You're gonna keep bringing up my fucking great grandfather. You're not gonna bring up me. You're gonna bring up everything he did. Like, oh, that's such and such grandson. So like when people bring up like stuff to like like white people like yo like your people like raped us and like enslaved us. It's like oh I but that was so long ago, bro. Trauma don't go away anytime any quick. Like yo like you got to remind people that like, yo, even though you're trying to do good, just remember, couple years, it's a couple centuries back, shit wasn't the way it is, and it's like, yeah, you're here to right that wrong, and the generation after you, I still have to right that wrong because
True.
that's 400 years. Not because you did one good deed and that makes it all cool. And I want to let people know, black people too, when we get our reparations, don't forgive these people because yo, like you can't get back 400
You
years.
can't say that because black people are such a forgiving people. Like
Yeah,
people
I
of
see.
color are
Yo,
so forgiving and they're
I,
so like, I
I,
don't want to go to hell because I didn't forgive this person. I'm trying to
yeah,
repent
but
and not have any bad transgressions towards anybody and I just want to go see my makeup, and they're like really like gung ho on that. And so, there's a lot of people who, you'll find those like huge Bible thumpers who are like, yo, I really need to forgive this person. Like, I know this person stole $2 from me, but I'm not going to hell. So it's just it's a whole
I
thing,
don't give, I
it
don't give a
really
damn.
is. I know.
Yeah,
Some of us, I'm petty. I'd be like, fuck that hoe. But I mean, it's
so
what it is.
I'm letting them know right now. Yeah, like even though you gave me this large sum of money, it was people that look like me that y'all didn't feed any food. So,
Exactly.
yeah, but
Exactly.
yeah, to put a ribbon on it, I'm to be real, like I tell, like I'm tired of talking about racism and shit because it's like it's only gonna get us more mad. Like the one of our worst. I know Edsel's gonna act raise his eyebrow, but one of our worst episode ever was the day after we recorded when the Breonna Taylor hearing happened. Like I didn't even want to do that episode because like
Mm-mm,
it felt
I was beyond pissed. I
mm-mm.
like it.
was.
I just
There
didn't
were
want to
many
talk at all.
episodes. There were many episodes that summer and thereafter where we like Mo just let me go off on my rants for like 10 minutes because I was beyond pissed at everything that I was seeing. And you know, I'm one of those people who I'm terrible at articulating myself when I'm ranting. So I could just go on and on and on and on and on. But like, man, that was different for me because we're like the proof was in the pudding. Like
It was.
the guy you were looking for wasn't there. That was her ex-boyfriend. They already had the wrong
Yeah,
address.
shout out to him. They threw away his case, right?
Yeah, they threw out his case. Yep,
Thank
recently.
you. You still
Um,
not forgiving white people?
um, you you live in a state where I believe Kentucky is one of those states where somebody could come into your door, you could shoot them, which the police never came in announced. They came in unannounced with a no
Yeah,
knock
it's like
warrant.
stand your ground, like how Florida
Yeah,
is.
it's a stand your
That's the
ground.
whole
Yep.
thing with Trayvon Martin. So yeah,
So how do you get this wrong?
it's easy. It's
Is
easy to get it wrong. And I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to place logic where there easily is no logic because the system has never been for us. So because the system has never been for us, what we're looking for, we will not find it in that system. So we're looking for justice, and justice will not be found in that system. So it's a sucky situation, but like it's been very air apparent for years that this system was not built to help us in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
hmm
Yeah. But as we proceed to another racist correlation,
Oh God.
uh, did y'all watch the Grammys?
I did not. I did not. The only thing that I caught was Meg the Stallion and Cardi B's performance, and then I saw Meg the Stallion and Beyonce accept an award, and I was like, okay, that's all I needed for the night. We're good.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, go
I
ahead,
mean,
Edson,
before
because
we
I
get
don't
to
have
the
no.
actual thing that before we get to the actual thing that caused a little uproar, I didn't know that John Legend had dropped the R&B album last year,
Mhm.
and when he won Best R&B, I'm like, where the hell did this come from?
Not Instagram favorite husband.
Because Last time I checked, I believe Sir had dropped an album at the end of 20 after submissions were done. I could get it wrong, and I'm like that was an incredible album, and I think that should
Yes.
if he submitted it, it should have gotten some nominations. Because I do believe he released it after submissions were closed, but whatever. I just heard a lot of great other R&B albums. I didn't know he had John Legend had even dropped the album. Not saying this as a slight, but it's like, I was just whatever. I guess it is what it is.
Yeah,
But
the last John Legend song I actually cared about was "All of Me."
I guess what I'm here for is Freddie Gibbs got snubbed again.
Nah, all right.
But
Before we get to that, right?
Oh, let's
Um,
not do this.
all right,
Let's not
hold,
do
hold
this.
on. Before we get to all that, right? All right, they're black artists, right?
hmm
Why do we need validation from white people about our the why do we need validation from white people for something that we built, the music genre? Why do we need validation from a white man from fucking not Tallahassee, from fucking Tulsa,
that's
fucking Oklahoma? Why do I need a man that don't understand the struggle of me or none of my friends? Why do I need his
that's the
validation?
rappers that continue to submit their music for Grammy nominations.
I
But
know,
but
no,
even that, like the record company puts like so much emphasis on
the
obtaining
Grammy.
Grammys.
Yeah, like so, I always tell people, right? Um, award shows is just a big ass church ceremony. That's what it basically is. It's like you just go there, you just fucking sit, you let the host talk, and then after you fucking eat cornbread and chicken and whatever they got there. So I just don't view awards. I don't take award ceremony serious because put it like this: it's all opinion. It's an opinionative platform.
hmm
So when people get upset when people like certain people don't get awards, it's like and to you, the person that's mad that the artist that you thought should have won, they already won to you because you already adamant about the art form. Like for instance, bro, like if we being real, like Marvin Gaye is one of the greatest artists ever, right? Marvin Gaye probably has less than 2 Grammys, but that doesn't take away the impact that Marvin Gaye ever had on music. My like it so like Grammy should be the last thing on anyone's mind. If people like your music, if people buy your music, if people are like I sound like Drake when he said that, like people are going to your shows and say it's he was saying the truth. Like you already won. Like it doesn't these people that like do like validate your music, they don't care. They listen to your music one time. Like there's no way you're gonna sit here and tell me some white kid that wears an American Apparel sweater knows music much more than me. Someone that lives and dies and breathe music. So like I never understood the why people get upset when certain not saying you Edsel, but like this has been going on for years. Like if we being real, right? Beyonce is one of the most impactful, I don't want to say women artists, one of the most impactful artists of the last 50 years. If you be realistic, Beyonce should win every year just because her music has like not even transcend, but it gives you give her fans a big feeling. But it doesn't. It's just an opinionative thing. It's like it's just award shows is just basically like just showing whoever like they like the most. It's like a popularity contest.
I feel like, and that's true. It is a popularity contest, but I feel like, and don't kill the messenger. I just feel like people like once they get like a platinum plaque, they need to just get a Grammy because
hmm
that just goes to show that all right, everybody liked your stuff. They went out of their way to listen to it or whatever, whatnot. Boom, you got a platinum plaque. Boom, you should get a Grammy. If it doesn't go to platinum, then you don't get a Grammy. You should get a nomination. You got
Nah,
gold.
but you
Have
can't do it.
like pat on the
You
back.
Garland, I'm gonna be real with you. You can't do that because there's a lot of great work of art that never went platinum.
Okay, but like now, what are we talking about? Because now
I'm
you
not
over here
giving
talking about
NBA
these
YoungBoy
white
no
people
Grammy
sitting
just
over
because
here
kids who
making no,
I ain't
but
giving
I'm
NBA
just
YoungBoy a Grammy because it just be little kids that be streaming that be playing his
Yeah,
music off PS5.
That's
Okay.
why I feel. That's why I feel like these award shows are pointless. Like you're not gonna make me go buy an expensive ass suit just to sit my ass on the chair for 2 hours.
But
I could
that's
do that.
but I'm going to interject because that's just like what you just said. You said that these white people are sitting around, they only listen to this album one time. Okay, why not get it from the people who actually went and bought the album, who are actually
No,
listening to this, who's
Gar-
actually
Gar-
putting forth the
Garland,
effort
Don't do that.
with.
Garland, Garland. I
You
never
don't
said
know
you
what
were
happened.
wrong.
I
I'm.
know you didn't say I was wrong, but I'm throwing it out there. I'm just gonna say that we need to focus on these platinum records, these gold records, and then go from there. If the album goes here, then they need a Grammy and they need to shut the hell up, and then they can have a big party where everybody can go and eat fried chicken.
But then, you see what you just said, right?
What?
That's when people are gonna start forging album sales because it's easy to forge inflate numbers. And
Okay,
all these record company does that.
you got me
So
there.
like at this point, bro, like I like and also to all my black artists, right? Just go to where you celebrate. I know we make fun of BT and say like it's nothing but niggas there,
These teach trash. I'm sorry.
but
I'm
hey,
sorry.
I know. But hey,
BET ain't
be
even black owned.
yeah,
Exactly.
hey, that's another topic for another day. But
We used
hey,
to have
man,
the Soul Train Awards, but we see where that's gone.
yeah, like
Don Cornelius died, and it went with him. So
yeah, yeah, you're definitely right, Garland. But yeah, to me, I wasn't caught up about the Grammys. Like, I was. I mean, cool. It was cool. Like Grammy shouldn't. But with what I loved and what I want to touch on about the Grammys, I love that Lil Baby performed that song on the Grammys because my biggest takeaway, right? Lil Baby's from arguably the blackest major popular city in America, which is Atlanta, right? It's probably the blackest major city in America. I love the fact that he put Killer Mike in that performance, even though Killer Mike didn't rap. Like Killer Mike had like a 5 to 10 minute spot on him. The reason why that was big for the city of Atlanta and the urban, I don't want to say urban, but like the black community is that Killer Mike is very adamant about black owned business and like building back black and whatnot. And to have like arguably one of the city's best rappers of all time in that on that Grammy stage, and one of the most like and a socially aware guy. Like if you, I don't, I mean, if you're black and you don't, if you're black and you're under 27, I mean under 37, and you don't know who Killer Mike is, like I'm not gonna call you dumb, but like Killer Mike is like he should be like the definition of like a new generation black man. Like he went to a HBCU school. He grew up in his home with both his parents, which is like a lot of people make fun of like you having both parents in the house. But like Killer Mike, like he's actively in his community. He's trying to build his community to be better. And like to me, that was like the biggest takeaway because I'm like, wow, Killer Mike is on stage. Like some people view Killer Mike as a horrible person, and what I mean, some people the the
I've
hard
heard
ones.
I've heard a lot of things like about Killer Mike, but I mean, I think that he's a great person. I feel like he's on the right track, but I just feel like he's kind of like to me like Umar
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
Johnson a little bit because it's like Umar's is comedic with his shit, but like with Killer Mike, it's like Killer Mike means well, but I feel like his execution sometimes gets completely missed,
Yeah,
and I hate that for him because he really has excellent ideas. He has a really good drive, and I feel like if he could actually execute everything properly, like he could really make a greater impact than what he's doing. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, and Umar's just trash, but whatever.
you're not rocking with
We
Umar.
don't
Let's not.
You're
so
not rocking with.
dedicated to Taco Man.
You're not
Umar
rocking with. Yeah,
Not we're not rocking with Dr.
Umar is
you're not.
the
You're not
the
rocking with the 10th greatest black man ever.
the prince of Pan Africanism is a coon to the highest degree. No, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna say that
You're not rocking with with, with the descendant of Frederick Douglass.
which we found out was bullshit, but whatever. Um
Hey man,
he
let
he
the
has a
man have his
good
dream.
he has really good ideas. I'm not going to sit up here and lie. He has awesome ideas. I feel like his ideas are great. But once again, the way that he goes about doing things, like you're on Instagram live asking for donations and politics over punani and donations, and then telling people when they give you like $5, so make it 20 next time. Like what the fuck? Like this is all
Hey,
this person has, and
hey
is
man,
giving it to you out
hey
the
man.
kindness of their heart.
I understand where he's coming from because hey, if we want to build black, the only way we can build black is get money from black people. And like sometimes, to be fair, sometimes people of color like us, we don't always have money. So like, I would take whatever I can take to build a school. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like Umar's the greatest because I did some research. His school is only for black boys. It's not for women. It's just for black boys. And
And
you cannot be. You have to be a straight black man too, which was wild.
yeah, that how what did somebody post in the chat the other day? Edsel, like how you gonna get mad at me because I take it up the ass? Like, like, like it just really like it, that really sat with me. Like, how you gonna be mad at me? Like homophobic. You gonna be mad at me because I take it up the ass? Like, how is that any of your damn business? So it's like so mind-boggling to me that he would even put those stipulations on a school just in general. But whatever.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's your boy. That's
Nah,
your boy.
nah. I'm a descendant from Kevin Samuels. Um,
You gonna go teach at the Marcus Garvey Frederick Douglass Academy or whatever the hell it's called, child.
nah, Doctor
God
Umar.
bless that man. I'm only on his IG, listening to his IG because I find it to be very hilarious. And sometimes he does have very good points, but I swear. And then he sits up here, he'll be like, I'll be in this area. Any of the fine black queens want to come and escort the prince to Red Lobster. I'm like, bitch, if you don't
Nah,
take
it's
your
Cheesecake
ass on
Factory.
somewhere.
It's Cheesecake Factory.
Oh my God. No, he did Red Lobster one day. And I
Hey
was
man.
just like, if you don't take
Yeah.
your ragged ass
See,
on somewhere,
see, I understand where he's coming from because, like, yo, you take a woman to Red Lobster Cheesecake Factory, she understands your value in life. She understands that you out here working hard.
I've had a horrible experience at Red Lobster. I will never, ever, 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 ever like if a dude tells me straight up, like prior to my husband or whatever, if a dude used to tell me like straight up, like, yo, I'm gonna take you. I had this guy, and I'm gonna tell this story. I had this guy told me like, oh, I'm gonna take you to the fanciest restaurant and I want you to get decked out because I'm about to spend this bread, blah 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 blah. He comes and scoots me. I'm like, all right, we about to go on this date. It's about to go popping. Then he pull up the fucking Red Lobster. You talking about what mad bitch? I was like, they seafood ain't even fresh. You gotta be fucking kidding me. So that was the whole thing. I wasn't even
Not Red
vibing with it.
Lobster.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Black people treat Red Lobster like it's a 5-star restaurant, and that perturbs the fuck out of
yeah.
me.
I treat them biscuits like it's a 5-star restaurant.
You can make them shits at home.
Nah, I want them to make it. I know I can
Wait,
make it. But
you talk about those biscuits from Red Lobster. I'm gonna make a confession. I'm in love with the cornbread from Boston Market.
yo, me too,
Yo,
bro.
I
facts,
love it.
facts, facts.
I love
The
it.
cornbread from Boston Market is like on a whole nother level. I don't know what they put
And
in
the
it.
ro-
Yo,
and
Honey?
listen, and the rotisserie chicken is not that bad. People try to
the
clown Boston Market, but that rotisserie chicken is not
Yo,
bad.
the
Y'all
Boston
Tuscan
need to
Market,
chicken
stop it.
got it.
that
The
and the
tuck.
meatloaf. Like I know a lot of people ain't vibing with the meatloaf, but the meatloaf be banging. Meatloaf be
I don't like
banging.
meatloaf.
Okay.
I don't like meatloaf at all.
I love meatloaf. I guess because I've eaten it like all my life because my parents used to make meatloaf like from
I never
scratch and
had
stuff.
meatloaf.
Oh my god. Yo, if you ever come to Florida, I'm making you a meatloaf. You're gonna
All right,
love it.
bet. You gotta
Yeah.
take me to Perkins too.
I don't even think we have one of those around anymore.
No, the only reason why I want to go there because I want to know, like, I want to see the waitress that still works, like the waitress that Tiger Woods cheated on, with, well, cheated his,
Bye. Bye.
allegedly cheated on with his wife. If she still
Bye.
works there,
Bye. Don't do that.
Yo, Mo, we got to take a
Don't
trip
do
to
that.
Florida real soon.
Nah, I'm
and
afraid of Florida.
visit Mo and Garland.
I told you, bro. I view Florida as a different country than the United States of
Oh my
America.
God.
Okay, that doesn't
They,
mean we can't go visit Garland and Mo.
Exactly.
I'm afraid of Florida, bro.
You
We can
are.
meet in Savannah.
Oh, I see what he's doing there. I see what he's doing there.
No
Oh
comment. All
man.
right.
I just
But
want to move on to the next topic real quick.
My
I
God.
kind of put this one on the fly, but hold on, I fucked it
Gar-
up.
Garland, growing up, did you watch? Were you into sports like basketball and football, and whatnot?
Oh yeah, I played AAU basketball.
Hey,
I played soccer, ran track, played basketball in high school,
what you
swim,
did? What did it?
volleyball. Like
What
I
you
was
didn't do? I want to know now. What do you do? What you didn't do? 'Cause
tennis. I didn't do tennis because my
I
fat
am.
ass
I'm a break it to you.
was not
I'm,
running back and forth in a square.
my first true love sport was tennis. I wanted to
Really?
be a yeah. I wanted to be a tennis player growing up.
Okay, so you wanted to be like Arthur Ashe or some shit?
Nah, fuck him. I wanted to be like
Not
Andre
Arthur Ashe.
Agassi.
God damn!
Wow. You wanted to be like
Wow.
Andre Agassi, but not Arthur Ashe.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Like I know Arthur Ashe, a black man and whatnot. He looked like Brian Gumble, but that was way before my
So
time.
if y'all haven't seen, and by y'all I mean the audience, if y'all haven't seen the video of one of the what did she go to Oregon? I think.
Yeah, she went
Um,
to Oregon.
one of the athletes from the Oregon women's team. She was showing a video of the difference between the men's weight room and the women's weight room. So I'm gonna play the video right now.
So for the NCAA March Madness, the biggest tournament in college basketball for women, this is our weight room. Let me show y'all the men's weight room. Now, when pictures of our weight room got released versus the men's, the NCAA came out with a statement saying that it wasn't money, it was space that was a problem. Let me show y'all something else. Here's our practice court, right? And then here's that weight room. And then here's all this extra space. If you aren't upset about this problem, then you're a part of it.
Yo, that's wild. Oh man, that is wild.
NCAA doesn't love women.
Facts. But I
You know,
mean,
So
look at
hold on,
look
hold on.
at all of the other organizations. We'll go to WNBA. Like the NBA should be pushing them more. But you know what? I digress. This y'all show. Go ahead.
No, no, you can talk, girl. This is also your show.
talk your shit. Talk your shit.
No, but it
Uh,
just pisses me off. Like you go sit up here and like the NCAA sits up here and you can tell that they basically hold their men to a higher standard. Like the shit's just wild to me. And then boom, then you go and like even the NBA, WNBA, they don't get their seats filled and like they easily could do what they need to do to get those seats filled. They could easily do what they need to do to like get more NBA players to even come and support those ladies like during the game. But you know what? I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up.
you're not wrong, Garland. All this could have been avoided if they just let them use the same weight room.
That too, but I mean, even if you don't want to use the same weight room, you have the space to accommodate.
Yeah, like
Do
expand
the
it.
damn
And the money.
accommodations.
Space
Yeah,
and the money.
They're
like
such assholes.
you know what made it even weird is that like when you go to like a LA Fitness or like a Retro Fitness, everybody use the same like like equipments. All you had to do was just expand the gym, like just expand the weight room, expand the gym. Like not everyone is gonna be in the gym at the same time. Like you're gonna do time slot. Like yo, this is the time y'all practice. Blah blah blah. You get this 2 to 3 hours to do what y'all want to do. Like it's not that hard. So like when I saw that, I was like, bro, this is why kids don't want to go to college and play. Like people want to make their own money because like yo, if you can do this, why you? First of all, they literally gave the women like the dumbbells you buy at Modell's, RIP. But like it was on like that was so like and like the NCAA generates so much money. Like
So
it's
much
like
money. so much money, especially with their tournaments
It's-
and everything. Like so much money. It's stupid. It's honestly stupid that they cannot basically get the same treatment or the same accommodations that the men. I'm curious to see what their hotel rooms are like. I'm very curious to see what their hotel rooms are like, because are they getting the same hotel rooms that the men are getting? Are they able to stay in the same facilities that the men are getting, like hotel wise?
yeah, it's just like so unnecessary. And it's like I just don't get it. Like why? Like
I think I've seen a video or a picture of the food that they're eating. I think I saw Rios post something about it.
But
Well,
is the
it
food
just looked
different
like a
too?
terrible tortilla. It looked like a terrible freaking tortilla.
Mm.
That, I mean, y'all remember when NBA players were posting about the food that they were getting in the bubble? It was worse than that,
Oh shit.
from what I saw. So,
Is it
you
like
know,
fryer?
the
Is it like Fryer Fest worse? Because
I
shit,
don't
at
know.
I
least Fire gave me sandwiches and a drink. But but the it's already bad enough that they don't pay. They don't want their players to get anything from anybody. You can't get no gifts. You can't get no money, nothing
true.
unless it's like from your parents or something. Um, it's bad enough they can't make money off of the jersey sales. It's bad enough they can't make money off of TV deals or anything. Now, especially to the women, you half-ass, well, way more than half-ass their weight room,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's not like women are asking for much. They're not asking to have better things than men. They're not asking
They
to
just
be
want
above
equal.
men. They're asking to be equal.
Equal.
Just give them the damn weight room. Women bench press. Women lift weights. Women do leg presses.
Shout out Lisa Cambridge.
So I don't see what the deal is, but you know, a lot of these women in these basketball teams are better than guys that lift weights anyway.
See, like I said on the first episode of this month, like I told y'all, I said Maya Moore got a better resume than half the NBA, and I'm even talking about some of the dudes that's in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, it just sucks. But at this point in time, like until I don't even know, I don't even know when it's gonna be a thing. It's like it kind of falls into the same line of like how we're talking about like just racial equality, like basically um gender equality as well. Like is it going to eventually be a thing later on in life? Like will we be able to see it within our lifetime? Because Grant, like I still have some of my coworkers who do probably less than I do, who make more money than I do. And I'm sitting up
Yeah,
here and they're men.
and you're
And
probably 60 times smarter than all of them.
it is what it is. So thanks,
she
Moho. I
she
appreciate
she ain't
that.
say she is, and she ain't saying she isn't, but she knows she in a better place than those motherfuckers.
Yeah, but you know what is so like unfair for it? It's that like I think the NCAA just realized that women play sports because like if you're gonna have a bubble and you know we're in a pandemic, what would make you think that like yo we're gonna give the women's the like? I can tell that was super discrimination and
Like nobody
sexist.
really thought that out. That's all that's showing me.
Mm,
Like nobody
yeah,
really sat back and thought that out and thought that like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a dope ass idea. Let's execute this shit right now. Like you dumbass, like don't do that. Like that, like you
yeah,
know it's gonna be a problem because guess what? We have phones now. Like
yeah,
people can just automatically upload something to TikTok and then everybody's just like, what? That's really happening? And then boom, it becomes a huge thing. So
I,
My thing is, they're like the pictures were released, and then all they said was it's a matter of space. Did you not think that somebody was gonna take a picture or video of the space that they have
so dumb.
in order
So
to get like but again, there's something that I don't know. I don't have the well, I mean, I do know the answer, but sometimes it's a little hard to think like who's gonna commit because we need we need more of us guys and women as well to help put more exposure to women's sports, whether it be basketball, whether it be softball, whether it be I mean, everybody watches women play tennis because um, a lot of women dominate
Arguably the
that sport.
greatest, arguably the greatest athlete ever plays in
Plays
that sport.
tennis. We all know about the women's national soccer team that has won more championships than the men
With the
in
men.
the last 10 years, last 10, 15
Exactly.
years.
Yeah,
Um,
I realized. Yeah, they were
so
doing
um,
salaries, and like they said, like Alex Morgan gets paid less than like the star player of
It's like
this.
peanuts. It's like
bro, that's why
peanuts. It
women athletes have to
sucks.
play overseas. They have to play
Exactly.
overseas because they can't make the money over here.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was my plan. Like when I was going through everything, I said, you know what? I am going to go to college. I said after I get out of college, I said I was going to go and play overseas, but I ended up not playing basketball, and that was like a personal choice. But yeah, I knew for a fact because I had been doing my research that the women got paid more. They were appreciated a little bit more overseas. So
it's always like that.
Overseas.
Women always get appreciated somewhere else, like
Dog,
than their
women play WNBA players play basketball at
year
least
round.
300 days, at least 300 of the 365 days that we have a year. Because the moment the season is over, they have to go overseas and play.
Where
mhm.
that's why when I marry Elisa Cambridge, I'm gonna be the perfect stay at home dad. I love you,
You're
girl.
gonna get you getting a ladder? Do I have to buy you a ladder?
I don't care. I'm going wherever she go. She gonna be the only woman that could call me Moho.
What makes you think she wants your ass?
It doesn't
Because he's a
matter.
king.
Okay.
I deserve nice things, and
Oh, I deserve nice things. Okay.
But to end off the topic, treat women the same way you treat men. Let's be equal. Bro, we're not doing that. We're not being toxic right now. We're not
no,
doing
no,
that.
no, 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 no. I like that what you just said because that's gonna lead off to the next topic.
Oh God. But yes, let- let's put more of a let's let's get a microscope on women's sports and let's shine a light on women's sports and let's try to get them bigger salaries. But
Amen.
Garland, you're gonna laugh at this next topic.
Good day. I'm done with this. But no, no, no.
So if you don't know by now,
Sweetie's back to the streets.
if you don't know by now, Quavo and Saweetie finally broke up, and it has Twitter and the rest of the world in a frenzy.
I'm
That's
about to
so
Um,
slide that DM,
sad.
man.
so
Uh, I'm
so
happy.
Garland, we're asking you, who
No.
do you think is sliding in Saweetie's DMs first?
Mo, because he's a hoe. Moho. Hello. The hell? Mo belongs to the streets, okay? Mo hella belongs to the streets. So we know that he's about to go, he about to tap dance his ass into that damn DM.
Yo,
He ain't
yo,
even slide.
I tweeted at her. I said, I got a ticket from your man. That's my mission. If his love is real, he better handle competition.
Listen, all I'm saying is,
Horrible.
all I'm saying is, I, I got some hot Cheeto ramen noodles boiling
Yeah,
downstairs.
Oh my god.
I'm letting Sweetie know my mom will make whatever she want. Mac and cheese. She can get as much Big Mac she want.
I may not be able to buy you Birkin bags, but I can buy you a lifetime supply of ranch sauce so you could put it in your Cheetos.
What?
Put it like this,
Oh
Sweetie.
my
Put it like this, Sweetie. I'm not a rapper, but I got a good heart, a good personality, and
And
like
I would never cheat on you.
I'll never cheat on you. I'll be the perfect stay at home husband
And you better
boyfriend for you.
not say what I think you about to say.
What am I gonna say?
Okay.
Black men don't cheat.
Black men
Why?
don't. Black men don't cheat.
They do.
Yeah, you
Black men
never.
don't cheat.
Yo, hold on. Obama never cheated on Michelle.
Okay, that's a whole nother situation. But you
That's
talk
not a whole
about
different
one.
situation.
You talk about
Hold
one
on.
black.
Hold on.
Denzel Washington never cheated on his
Cheated
wife.
on his wife. Stokey Carmichael
You
never
don't
cheated on
know
his wife.
that. You
Stokey
don't know
Carmichael.
that.
Stokey Carmichael never cheated on
No,
his wife.
I know that.
Okay. Who else?
Mark Marcus
Run.
Garvey never cheated on his wife.
I didn't even
Frederick
know Marcus Garvey was married.
Frederick Douglass never cheated on his wife.
I was about to say, didn't Frederick Douglass have a white wife? But let's
Hold on,
not
hold
go
on, hold
there.
on, hold on, hold on. Put it like
Whoa,
this:
whoa,
his wife.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Whoa, whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
whoa. First of
whoa,
all, that
whoa.
woman
We're
was
not doing
taking
that. We're
care.
not disrespecting.
She,
We're
she
not
was taking
disrespecting
care
him.
of him. She was
We're
taking
not
care of.
disrespecting him.
Sidney Poitier never cheated on his wife.
We don't know that.
Malcolm X never cheated on his wife either.
I said Malcolm
Somebody
X.
said that was a lie, but we're
No,
not
no,
going
no,
there.
no. Malcolm X was loyal to his people and his wife.
They also said that Malcolm X. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
Medgar Evers never cheated on his wife
And his
either.
wife. Never ever cheated on his wife.
Okay. I'm just
See,
gonna.
see,
I'm just gonna.
I'm naming prominent black men that did right
LeBron
by their
James has
women.
never cheated on
Yeah,
Savannah.
yeah, LeBron James.
Did Offset cheat on Cardi B?
See, you should put it like this: Offset is a black boy. Malcolm
Oh,
X is a
okay.
He's not a
black
black
man.
man. He's not a black
Okay.
man.
Okay. So we just there's different
Yeah,
levels to
yeah,
this.
yeah, it's
Okay.
different levels. It's different levels.
Okay.
That's why I said black men don't cheat. I'm a man. I'm
Mhm.
gonna
Now,
I'm gonna do right by you.
listen,
You know
listen.
that song?
In the Bible of Marcus Garvey, the very first, in the very first three sentences, it starts off with, "And God created the black men to never cheat on black women."
Did they? This. All right.
It's
Next
it's
topic.
on the Bible of Marcus Garvey.
Next topic because I already know y'all cap as hell. Let's go.
See,
I don't like that line. That hurts my
yeah,
heart.
we always
That
get
really hurts
considered.
my heart.
We get considered cap, but when we speak our truth, it's like it just comes out the window. I'm just gonna. More of the story is I can't wait for Quavo to audit Sweetie in 2023 for all
Oh
them
my
Birkin bags,
gosh.
and yo, he gotta audit her, bro. Them bags is bad expensive. I ain't giving up my all my hard earned money, and then
He
you
ain't
leave me
hurting. He ain't hurting.
Garland. I don't care. You gotta give me back something. I'm taking something back in blood.
In blood. Wow.
I mean, put it like this, man. That relationship always looked it weird to me.
Why?
It just never looked it genuine.
Is it because I don't know? Because you want her? I don't know.
Yeah, because I want her. Yeah.
Okay, that I
You're right.
mean that
Also, another black man that never cheated on his wife. Ozzie Davis never cheated on Ruby D.
they were in an open relationship. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no. They were not in an open relationship. He
I
loved
heard
his.
that they were.
Don't believe Will Smith. Don't believe
Who
Will Smith
said
enjoyed it
Will Smith? Oh my
be-
God, you were
because
wilding.
I saw that.
Malcolm never cheated on Marie, although Marie made him go through a lot of bullshit.
Yeah,
Oh
Marie
my
cheated on Malcolm, and she
I'm
had
gonna mute
sex with
my
his
mic.
best friend. Come on, Carly, you can't win. I know it's Women's History Month, but we showing you that black
It's
men
not a
always.
thing about me winning. I don't care about me winning. But for you to sit here and say Charlemagne, even who came up with that BS rhetoric, said that he cheated on his wife. Now where we
Well,
at?
he's a boy. He's a
He's a
boy.
boy. He's a boy. He's not.
I'm muting my mic.
Put it like
He's
this.
a
Put it
boy.
like this. I've never cheated on a woman in my life, and I'm looking straight at you, Garland. Look, I'm gonna put myself on solo camera. I'm gonna say this right now. I, Mohappy Lafonso Tom, born on June 26, 1992. Brown eyes, nice skin. Have never cheated on a woman I ever dealt with.
AKA Moho.
Yeah, I'm tired of you calling me that. I'm tired.
I mean, I just want us to be correct. Moho.
Oh my god.
Back to
But
another topic that was really hot this week. A mama near three.
Oh yeah.
oh man,
I
I
wasn't
see.
in that room for all the chaos,
Nah,
so
it's not
somebody's
even.
gonna have to go through it.
It wasn't. It wasn't even that big. It's just at this point, bro. It's like all these My moral of the story is like these brands gotta stop like generalizing and like excluding and like excluding each other like of like men and women out of like sneakers because like at this point you're just making you're causing up so much hysteria and then you're making people not even people complain, you're making people catch friction over something that they love. Like the the I don't even know how to pronounce it. Monier, like, what does that mean? I don't. Does anyone know what that means?
I couldn't tell you what it means, but I know it's like a store. But
All
that's
right,
all I got.
yeah, like the Jordan threes, right? Everyone knows me. I'm a big advocate of the Jordan threes. My favorite silhouette of all time. Um, I seen that a lot of gentlemen they're impressed with the shoes and they want the shoes, and I do agree. Like Queen Latifah said, ladies first. You know the greatest feminist song of all time. Um, like ladies should get the shoe first, but is it unfair if a young man gets the shoe to you, Garland?
Um, I honestly don't care for threes, so have at them. That's
I
just
mean, you
me.
look at everybody that is going to watch this on YouTube. Look at Garland's background. I know, like I just announced this like an hour and 50 minutes later, but look at the background of Jason. Uh,
But I'm not a huge fan of threes. Now, my husband has said that he likes them and that he might go for them. Am I mad about it? No, I'm not. And I would like this is my thing. Our when we're in like the rooms and we're like talking about like women releases and how women should be able to basically get the releases, I'm all for it because there are a lot of releases. Like look at the Melody Asani's. Melody Asani dropped that mid Jordan 1, and I've seen guys walk around with that damn thing like it's nothing, and I'm just like, bitch, you ain't supposed to have that, but whatever. They pay their money for it. But then there's also like how was it sneakers and stuff, there was a release of sneakers and stuff allowed the women, strictly the women, to come in and get that release. So why can't Ama Ayet, Maye, whatever the hell, go and basically allow the same damn thing to happen so that, but I know that Nike's selling it on the sneakers app. Okay, that's cool. But still, like, allow the boutique or the store to extend that to women so that they at least feel included and that they don't seem overlooked in that sense. But
um,
but once again, I don't fucking like threes, so just throwing that out there.
like I said on episode. Hold on. Me and Edsel said this couple episodes back. And the title of the episode was called "Sneaker Capitalists versus Sneaker Socialists." It's a capitalist game. This sneaker market is. It's at the end of the day, currency talks more than emotions. And as much as people want like it to be fair game, it's like I was telling Jimmy, Edsel, and Timmy yesterday. I think like that is gonna like the try to make everything fair is gonna take away the true art form of the sneaker game. They may not agree with me, but you gotta realize like the 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 art form of this like the sneaker game is just like find like every man for themselves. Even though like it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to make a large amount of shoes for people to buy. But I feel like that's that's what made sneakers a big thing. Is like getting something that like is super rare, super limited. Because people don't care about general releases. People only care about the exclusivities of something.
But you know what I've been tinkering with in my mind is the fact that when it comes down to like sneakers, like I used to always have that whole situation where it was like, why don't they just make enough sneakers to accommodate everybody who wants it? But then it's like, would you want everybody to have your same damn shoe? Or would you like the chase of, hey, I got it, your ass don't? There's that. But then I also sat back and thought about the fact that um that this also brings forth money not only for the company, but I mean for like a reseller, but also for the company as well, because sometimes resellers are willing to pay a higher price to even get it from the company, a back door, and then proceed to issue it out to the public. And then so if it became a situation where they're like, yo, I'm gonna accommodate the population and say, yo, we're gonna make all these sneakers. Now the resellers are basically out of business. And so, and I think that there's like that whole thing of, yo, the resellers shouldn't, like, the resellers are making us more profit than the actual stores are at the end of the day.
And so you got anything to say, my brother?
I'm an advocate for letting women get the shoes that they want. Um, I've said this plenty of times, on the podcast, on Clubhouse, on Instagram, wherever. Um, Allow women to get the shoes that they want. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't stop resellers from cooking up. You know, it's technically impossible, and it's here to
Mhm.
stay. There are going to be men who have small feet who are going to get it. So, I mean, you can't stop it. As much as you want it to stop, you can't stop it, and that's the unfortunate part. So, I'm hoping that every woman that wants the shoe gets it. Um, and that's pretty much the only thing you can hope for. But bots are in the way. Hopefully, Imam Munir has bot protection for release day. Nike said that they're working on better bot protection. I don't fucking believe it, but
Nike's so
whatever.
full of shit. I don't care what nobody
Um,
said. Nike's so full of shit with that, because
so,
they should
but
have
yeah,
been had bot protection a long time ago. And you can't tell me you can come up with a bubble that's supposed to help with traction and all types of stuff going on with your feet, but your ass can't come up with a damn bot protection. Miss me with that shit. But whatever. I
yeah,
digress.
man. Just allow women to get the shoes that they like, man.
Thanks.
And it hurts because, I mean, not that it hurts, but the fucked up part is that resellers know that because women really want these shoes, women will, like, I say 7 times out of 10 will pay the price,
It's
the
it's
after buying price.
also um, definitely agree with you. It's just at this point, bro, it's like it's it's kind of hard to like. It's not even like try to pick a side. It's just so hard to like when it comes down to like streetwear, like sneakers and shit. It's like it's so hard for like people to like find a common ground because like you want everybody to get the shoe, but then also you don't want to feel like you look like everybody. So it's like what's the common ground at the end of the day for this shoe? I mean, trust me, like I spoke to Ashley, I told her I'm gonna help her get the shoes. I contacted some of my closest friends. They're like work at sneaker boutique. Like for me, I personally don't want the shoe, but it's like, am I like I it's what about the other gentleman that actually like the color scheme of that shoe and actually like
Yeah.
Jordan threes? Like, is it wrong for them to buy it? That was just like my main question. But yeah, man,
I don't
I
know.
just
I just feel like it just needs to go, like, it could go to women, or they need to like specifically like have a point or certain points where women are exclusively able to go and pick up that sneaker, and then allow everybody else to pick up the sneaker off of the sneakers app or whatever the case may be.
true. But you say you didn't like Jordan three, so what are
Mhm.
your favorite? I forgot to. Matter of fact, before we get to that, I know like we last time when we had Ashley on the show, we asked her like who are like her three favorite prominent black women figures in American history. I forgot to ask you that. Like who are your three favorite like that meant a lot to you?
Um, Mary McLeod Bethune, because
Hmm.
she's actually the founder of Bethune Cookman uh, University. So she definitely was one of the big reasons why I went there. Um, Wilma Rudolph, because the track star, because I used to run track, and I definitely wanted to be like her. And I want to say maybe, nah, she'll be on my top five. Mm, I'm trying to think who else. Um, Out of the list, I would say like Harriet Tubman. I really seriously like value the fact that she's a kick ass in a time when like people
and she was shooting niggas.
she was shooting niggas.
She
I'm
was
about
popping niggas
that.
bottles.
Exactly, shooting niggas in the kneecaps. I'm about that. So yeah, I thought that was that's always like um a great pinpoint in history to know that a black woman, they called this black woman Moses, and she led people to the promised land. So I always valued and respected and held her at very high regard as well.
You're definitely right. I actually hold like I think I told like what I said. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I did tell Ashley. I feel like because she asked me about Harriet, and I said Harriet is like larger than life. Like she, what she did can never be done. Like you know how people said everything that was once done can always be done again. I don't think
Yeah.
no one could ever do what Harriet did again
Nah,
just
not
because like she risked you know like people risk their life for other people but she risked her life for
yeah,
many people.
yeah.
So like
That's
I
true.
always look at her as like she is larger than what it is and I'm tired of people like every time they show us a Harriet Tubman photo it looks like she's just like always upset and I doubt like she was upset.
Well, I mean, shit, she probably fucking tired. Like she was over here moving weight, moving people and shit.
So
Like, damn.
You say Harriet Tubman was the first drug dealer?
I don't mean like that. I mean moving weight like people.
I know
Um,
I know what you meant.
but for real though, like she was definitely like she probably was tired as hell and tired of everybody saying, "Yo, take this picture." She's like, "Fuck y'all, I don't want to take no more pictures.
Yo,
Like, leave
remember
me
when Nicki
alone."
Minaj compared herself to Harriet Tubman?
Bruh, please let us not do this today. Let us not.
Yo, she said Harriet Tubman freed the slaves. But yeah, back to my real question. What is your favorite sneaker of all time?
Oh,
Because you have a
ooh,
lot in that background.
ooh.
You got more than some of my homies.
Oh my god. Um,
She has the whole Foot Locker back there.
Where she about
don't
to
do that.
page
Bro,
her
let me
she
tell
about to
you.
get her walk
Don't
she
do
about to get
that.
her
Let me tell
walkie
you,
like
bro. Let me tell
go
you,
ahead.
bro. We were on a FaceTime call, and it was all of us from the group. And she casually propped up her phone, and she was just going through shoes, checking the labels, looking for any mistakes or whatever. I don't know what she was looking for, but she was just going through shoes casually.
I was trying to build up my content for Air Max month,
Mm-mm,
but
mm-mm. Bro, she
that
was
wasn't
pulling
it.
out heat, bro.
As you
She was
should,
pulling out
Garland.
heat.
I'm trying to think about like my favorite. I want to say maybe Air Max 90s. They're like probably like my favorite silhouette. Because
Love Air
I
Max
find
90s.
myself, yeah, I find myself with a lot of pairs of 90s. But yeah, that's probably it's just such a clean silhouette for me. It gets the job done.
For me, it's either the Jordan threes or I mean my three favorite silhouettes of all time is Air Max Plus, Jordan threes, and Air Force Ones, and then um Jordan six and Jordan fours round them out the rest. But yeah, my favorite Air Max of all time is the Air Max Plus. I actually got a pair right there looking.
My favorite, my top three would be the Air Jordan 7, um, between the Air Max 90 and the Air Max 96, and the Air Force One.
Okay, that's dope.
My top three silhouettes. Favorite.
Yeah. But what else? What else can I think of? What
Fun
else?
fact, I bought my first pair of
Yeah, that was gonna
Jordan
be my next
1s.
question.
I bought my first pair of Jordan 1s towards the end of 2019. Was it the end of 2019? When did the UNC to
Should
Shy
be
Jordan 1s come out?
The patent
That was
leather.
2019.
that was my first pair of Jordan 1s because I used to hate Jordan 1s because the toe box used to always be so damn tight on my foot. I was like, how are people walking around in this? And so I was talking to my husband one day. He was like, "I think you should try them because I think all you need to do is just walk around and it'll loosen up." And so I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
"All
It
right,
has like a similar toe box to the Air Force One. It's not the exact toe box, but
yeah."
it's similar.
Yeah, so I got those and I walked around in them. I was just like, "Oh, I kind of like these." And so, boom, now I got slight obsession with Jordan ones.
um, I got my
I'm,
first
I'm,
pair of Jordan. I got my first pair of Jordan ones in 2016. It was the top three threes. I till this day I still don't like Jordan ones that
Mhm.
much as everyone else. Like because I grew up like the prominent sneaker close to a Jordan one growing up like in middle school, like elementary school to like early high school was a Nike Dunk.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
like Nike Dunk and like people forget that it's Nike Dunk and then it's Nike SB Dunks. Like it was
Yeah.
hmm
I love both equally and people forget that like people just look at SB as like the dunk. They're like as Nike SB still a young line in
It's
Nike
only
history.
it's
Like
only been 21, 22 years.
Mhm. Yeah.
nah, it's not even 20 years yet, bro.
I
Nike
thought it was
SB
20 you
official.
got it now.
No, next year we'll make it 20.
Okay.
Wasn't it
Nike
99?
SB.
I thought it
No,
was
the
99.
first no. They did
Oh,
skateboard shoes, but Nike SB the line, like Nike SB, became a thing in 2002.
oh, I
Mm.
thought it
So
was
yeah, like
99.
Nike,
I'm a,
like
I'm gonna
wait,
I'm gonna pull a
go ahead.
page off from from Brian and the Goody Two Shoes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to copy y'all for like one episode. Garland, I want you to pick a random shoebox and show us what's in there.
Dang, hold
A
on.
random
If you do
shoebox.
that,
Don't
Garland,
even
if you
think
do
about
that,
it.
I will. If you do one, Garland, I'll go do one.
Uh,
Don't even think about it. Just pick a random box.
oh man, these are old.
Oh, I
See,
remember those. The poison green joke. No. I'm thinking of a black
Oh,
pair,
hold on.
but I remember those.
yeah.
Nice.
I'll be right back.
I'm actually glad you picked out an Air Jordan 10 because Air Jordan 10s don't get as much love
They
as they
don't.
should.
They don't.
But at the same time, the Air Jordan 10 is, in terms of a layering, is a very it's you can't do too much to it. Either it's all one color, it has to
Color.
be all one color, and then you do whatever you do with the sole. Like when people do multicolors on the 10s, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I have
And
a I think I have a 10 that's like a South Beach, or maybe it's a 11. No, it's a 10. It's somewhere. But it's like a South Beach colorway. Everybody hated it or whatever, but I thought
hmm
it was like amazing. I thought it was a Super Bowl. It was the Super Bowl like kind of South Beach colorway, and I really liked it. But like they could like with 10s, like people, nobody can really do any wrong with me with that. So
All right, I got a little surprise in the light. I just picked up a random box, and it's this.
all the Tony
oh
Parker joints.
wow.
Yeah,
Did
Oh
I
somebody say
got
man.
Tony
this.
Parker sucks the other day? And I was like, wow, like that's kind of rude, but Tony Parker.
They're not the best out of the 2007 players collection. They're definitely not. But this shoe is it's very sentimental to me because like I was like in like seventh, I think I was in eighth grade when this like Nike did the 25th anniversary of the Air Forces. I think yeah, and like originally I didn't want, I never got this shoe when it came out. I actually wanted the Amari Stoudemire ones, and then
Mm.
me and Edsel, we go to this mom and pop store out in Brooklyn, and like he had, I was like, oh wow, I could relive my childhood, and I bought them. I mean, for the price what it is, I only got it for like 180 bucks, so it wasn't that bad. It's still in great condition. I could still
It
wear it.
looks
That's a beautiful.
great.
Yeah, I'm
Do
probably
you
gonna wear
even
them.
do you even wear it? Like it looks really good.
He hasn't worn them yet, as far
Garland.
as I remember. He hasn't
No,
worn them yet.
I did. Look, motherfucker! I did wear it.
Well, I wasn't with you when you wore it, nigga.
I'm
The
dead.
fuck?
Y'all are
So you gotta be with me. You wait a minute. You gotta be with me every time I wear something.
wow.
No, nigga, but you just never told me you wore them, so I didn't know if you had wore them yet. What the fuck?
Yo, that's I get it. I buy a lot of shoes and don't wear them, but
bro,
come
bro,
on.
bro, bro.
Y'all are hilarious. What happened? Oh my god.
Yo, this is not Clubhouse, bro. This is not Clubhouse. This is a show we gotta do. This is not Clubhouse. Why are you acting like this? But yeah, this is
It's
Exo's
ending. It's
favorite part. This is Etzel's favorite part of the show. It's called Weekly Pickups. This is something that Etzel has created and he has loved a lot. So Etzel, you lead off with this.
well, I love every part of the podcast, but I don't know. I just really enjoy this part. So, hold on, because since I'm not home, I can't. You know, since I'm not home, I can't just pull them off. Just give me 1 second, y'all. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bear with me.
the fact that you're late, the fact that you're late, the fact that your lady lets you, the fact that wifey lets you do this show here at home at her home, you gotta marry her. Nah, don't. I need.
She's sleeping right now, so I can't be loud. I can't yell at you
I
today.
know.
Okay, so
I'm crying.
God, hold on, y'all. I mean, since it's not my laptop, I can't. There's certain things I have to.
Should have brought the laptop with you.
You're fine.
I didn't
You're
know I
fine.
was gonna come here.
I didn't even know that we were 2 hours in. This how you know like Garland isn't really a therapist because sometimes I'll be watching the time like, yo, we out here, we out. But like and then you know what's so funny? After this, I'm probably gonna join Garland's clubhouse room like 2 hours after, and then she's gonna call me dirty. But you know what? I'm not
I'm
Okay,
going.
not gonna
so
call
I'm
you
ready.
dirty.
I'm ready.
You call
Can
you
you guys
call
see the
all of us
screen?
dirty.
Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah, I
Yes.
can see.
Okay, so one of my first pickup of the week was the Supreme hoodie from week 2. This is the Don't Care hoodie. I saw this in the lookbook when the lookbook came out, and I knew I needed to have it from that day onward. So I got it in black in the same color that you're seeing here. Um, and for the next one, hold on. I hate that this doesn't let me show like move on to the next screen without having to like get off of it. But my next pickup was the Stussy Hirachis, which were sitting pretty at Nike 21 Mercer. Just had to get
Got
them.
those. I love
So
them.
I'm super excited. I actually almost paid the 140 from StockX, and I'm glad I waited. So um, yeah, those are my 2 pickups of this week. Simple shit.
Mm.
Oh, what about you, Garland? Did you purchase anything this week?
This week.
Or your most recent.
Um.
The most recent.
Okay. Well, I have my three most recent pickups. I have let's see, these are the Griffey freshwaters. I luckily found
Ooh.
them. I have been wanting these for a hot minute, but I found them actually sitting ever so lovely in Kids Foot Locker, and I was like,
Nice.
"What?" I was like, "This is crazy." Um, I'm trying to think what else. Let me see what else I got. I have.
Nice.
Um.
Miguel's gonna
Oh.
be so excited when he sees this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I got the the UNC Jordan ones. Oop.
Nice.
hmm Those are they. Right now, I have yet to even lace them up and try them on.
Yo, I'm the same way. I be buying shoes and never lacing them up.
Exactly. And then it'd be like so sucky because then you'd be ready like to go somewhere and you'd be like, fuck, I didn't lace my sneakers. So like whatever. And then my last babies, I'm so in love with these. I have the Dunk High Curries.
Oh, dark
Dark
curries.
Curries.
Oh wow,
Nice.
Those are bae.
those
I'm
are
Had
absolutely
those.
beautiful.
they
She
are
had those in her.
gorgeous.
She could not stop talking about those this
They're
past week.
gorgeous. Like if you even just hold on, because I
Hmm.
inverted. If you just look at just
Oh, look at that
the
suede. It's the shaggy
material. It's just
suede.
beautiful. It is everything about it is just beautiful. And then the two tone on the sole, like I was
Hmm.
just it was just everything just great
It's
about it.
it's a shaggy suede. I like that. I
Yeah,
like
like
ashy suede on certain shoes.
it's really cool. So I'm in love with that. I was like, what? Thanks to the plug for that one.
Nice.
So those are my
I think you
three.
might have. I think you might have had the best pickup of the week so far that we've shown,
Oh, that's
because
cool.
that was a lot of nice heat.
Thank you.
What about yourself, brother Mo?
For me,
Moho.
for me, I just bought this new mic for the podcast, so to
With your
record.
stimmy?
Nah, I didn't get no stimulus.
Oh,
I didn't get my reparations, so I'm kind of pissed.
oh,
I,
okay.
and I'm tired of and I'm tired of people saying I make over 70K a year. Because if I did, I would not be here.
Um, don't worry, that shit is going on to the end of the month.
All right, but for me, I bought this Supreme sweater yesterday. It was a collaboration with High. I don't even know how to pronounce this brand name. I just like the sweater because it had a woman on the back.
Isn't it hysteric glamour?
Yeah, hysteric grammar. Yeah, and I really like
Historical
this.
glamour.
I don't have any zip up hoodies, so like I just needed a zip up hoodie, and like I like the back image of the woman showing the middle finger, and this will be added to my collection of of stuff that I will not wear anytime soon. But
Oh,
Wait, I have
yeah.
one more pickup. I got my queen.
ooh.
Her little tough art bag.
You
She's
got her
very.
hotel. You got her hotel Feezy.
Yo, can y'all stop calling it Telfeezy?
You got her
That is
hotel
super
Feezy.
cute, though.
Give
I
it to
love
her
that.
on. She was having a bad day the day that I copped it, so
You got
Oh,
her to
I had
tell.
told her I didn't get it. I told her I didn't get it, and to kind of like throw her off. But she was having a bad day,
So you got her to tell Feezy. I see.
super sweet.
so that,
Yeah, I can't wait to get a queen so I could buy her Feezy and then take it back when she break up with me.
Yeah,
All right, Jesus.
I gave it to her.
I mean, we wore it to the work day, and she looked super cute with it. So yeah,
That's dope, man.
That's
Um,
love.
and gentlemen, I know like we say like to all our gentlemen that listen to the show. I know like we normally make for like don't buy a woman nothing. Take care of your woman, man. Take care of your woman, because you
take
know
care of your
once
queen.
the home is happy, once the home is happy, you could get that steak you want. You can play her. You can watch. You can you can play. You can watch Sports Center in peace. Sean Patrice O'Neal. He said that.
I
He said take.
know. That's why. That's why I made that face. Rest in peace to a
Peace.
great.
Yeah. So take care of your woman, man. As long as you take care of your
Take
woman,
care
bro,
of your
everything's gonna
woman.
be good. Because you're already black, and black men don't cheat. So just take care of your woman, bro.
We
But
have a little segment we like to call slander hours, where anything that we feel like we need to slander throughout the week, we say it here, we get it off our chest. So, Garland, we will give you the honor since you're our guest to go first.
Moe ain't shit. um, nah, I don't really have
yo,
any. I don't really have anybody to
you know
slander
people,
other than Mo. But go ahead, Mo. What you got to say?
you know people watch this show and like they know me, right? And
Okay.
like they're gonna
Yo,
like
your
use this against me.
job is never gonna be the same
And
after hearing Moham.
Yo, and you know what makes it worse? This is not gonna be Garland's.
look, you ain't shit. It's okay. We still love you. You know, we're happy
But
that you wash your ass. You don't wash your ass as often as you need to, but I'm
Garland,
just
Garland,
happy that you're
Garland. I got the lavender Dr. Bronner soap and I got the rose Dr. Bronner soap. I wash my ass
okay. But
every
do you
day.
use it? But do you
Yes, I
use
do.
it? Okay.
I
No.
wash my ass every day.
Okay, you don't have to try to convince me. Convince your body. Okay? Like
Not convince you about it.
convince your body. But yeah. So I don't
Oh
really
man.
have anybody to slander this week. My coworkers ain't worth two dams, but I mean other than that, I mean it is what it is. Let's Keep it
Mo,
What about? Nah, I don't got nothing. I don't got no one to slander this week. But I mean, but like the people that I talk shit about all the time, white people. But that's never gonna stop. But um, yeah, I mean, um, what about you? I don't have anything.
my
Anything.
slander goes to Quavius Keontae Marshall.
Oh God, here we go.
Uh, how, come on, bro. That's the Icy Queen. How do you cheat on the Icy Queen, bro? We're black men. Black men don't cheat. When you were
Wait,
cheating,
wait,
you
wait.
were being a man.
He cheated?
He cheated.
Yes,
How do you know that?
Oh,
What do you mean by that?
wait now.
because Sweetie said it.
All City wrote was take care.
Go on her Twitter right now.
How you cheat on Sweetie?
Yeah, man.
Black men don't
I,
cheat, and you were being a boy while you were cheating.
Mm-mm.
You didn't follow the laws of Marcus Garvey.
You know what? I open up my Twitter and the first thing I
Look,
see is,
Mo,
oh,
I'm reading it right now.
oh no.
I'm single.
But
I've endured too much betrayal and hurt behind the scenes for a false
but
narrative
look,
to be circulated that degrades my character. Presents don't band aid scars, and the love isn't real when the intimacy is given to another woman.
I open up my Twitter and the first thing I see is this. Who's that?
Not Dominican Jimmy.
Yes, looking like a broke lounge singer.
Not Dominican Jimmy.
Yo, what's up with you, Garland? Like, what we did wrong to you?
Breathe. That's what you did wrong. Anyway, but yeah, no. I got smoked with Dominican Jimmy, so it is what it is. Love
Oh,
it.
this is being posted on Instagram. This part.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know what to say, but this is like this part of the show is bittersweet, sweet because like this conversation is actually good. Garland, you actually made my day. I was actually having like a semi bad day today. But
Oh,
when I got out of work, I knew like we were gonna have a conversation, and like it definitely lightened up my day. So my shout out goes to Garland, like no one else.
oh,
I want to shout you out, Garland. You're one of the nicest people I've ever met. I know I said that early in the show, but I sincerely mean that. And it's like it was great to have you here. This is like I said, this is not your last time ever on the show. You're always welcome. You can even take over the show if you want. Um, it was just great to talk to you. It felt I don't want to say it felt like I was in a therapy session because I'm definitely not paying you $2,000 to talk to you, but
I don't even get paid that, but we'll go with it. Okay.
It's definitely not for $2,000.
but yeah, it just felt very therapeutic. We spoke on a lot of things. I know like everyone probably thinks like I joke around a lot, but I can have a conversation about anything in this world.
You can.
And it was great to have you here, and I can't wait to like get to know you better and probably come down there in that dreadful country you live in called Florida.
My shout out. I mean, in a second, Mo. Talk to you, Garland. You know, you was always a little. I'm not little. That's a bad choice of words, but you were the person that always stayed quiet throughout the entire time, and then when it hit 2 a.m., that's when you start talking, and then you just started getting comfortable with us, and I just remember seeing you all the time sitting in the audience, and after a certain time, I was like, yo, let me keep bringing her up. I always see her chilling around.
So wait,
Um,
what you hold on? So basically, what you said, if you never brought Garland up, I would have never been called moho. I would have never been called dirty, and this is
oh
your fault.
wow, he's blaming this on me. Don't do that. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. But
But
yeah, you
eventually you
know,
was gonna be dirty, and eventually you was gonna be moho because you for the streets. But I mean,
but,
it is what it is.
but yeah, and then the moment you started speaking, you became family instantly. So, like I told you before, you're one of your soul is literally made of gold. Much love. You're much appreciated. Um, you know, I know that you always got my back, and I just want to let you know that I always got you also. So I appreciate you. Much love, and thank you
Same here,
so much
bro.
for being part of the show. Fun fact: this is Garland's first time being on the podcast, and let me tell you, you were a natural. You were amazing, and like
I
most said,
mean, I
You're
mean,
not a friend of the pod, you're a family of the pod. So you're always more than welcome. Whenever you want to get your shit off, just let us know and we got you.
Thank you. Thank
so
you.
you have any shout outs, Garland?
Yes. Shout outs to first Moho and Moho, like for real, even for a dirty ninja, you are like you're the bomb. Like I really can talk to you, and I like appreciate our 2 in the morning convos and with me. Even though like you pop in the room and I call you Moho and then you run away, like I still appreciate it. Like I wish you would stay around longer, but I know other people have things to do. It's 2 in the morning for Pete's sake, but whatever. And then Ed, my brother in photography, my brother, you take amazing photos as well,
That
but
means a lot.
like
Thank you.
you are like just you're so wise beyond your years. Like I gravitate to you so much. And even when you're on your hotep shit, I I truly enjoy like just being around and being surrounded by you guys. Y'all are tremendous people and amazing spirits, and so that it makes talking, because I don't like to talk. I'm a true introvert. Um, it makes talking so much more easier, and the fact that y'all kind of get my humor and stuff like that, and it doesn't really offend you too much. Ain't that right, Moho?
It don't
Um,
offend me. I've been called worse, Garland.
I believe it like dirty. Anyway, so like things like that, like it helps. But also shout out to my husband,
Shout
The
out to
polar
King.
bear. Shout out the polar
Rich
bear.
Polar Bear. Shout out to Kaden, my little one, my little 5-year-old daughter and stuff,
Yeah.
and my friends and KTP. Love my
KTP.
KTP family. We rock. And that's about it, and fuck the haters.
Yeah. We're gonna announce this now. But next week we have like a very special. No, we're not interviewing Obama, Michelle Obama, but we're having some special people
Special people.
on
Yes, sir.
this episode.
I can't wait.
Um, what me and Edsel is trying to do now is like highlight some of the amazing people we have met in the last 3 to 4 months, and I feel like um the people that we have met, they all have their own story, they have their own journeys, and like sharing it with us and the world is a beautiful thing. I I'm just honored to like meet some of these people. So like, I can't wait. I cannot wait for that.
How many people can we fit on this at once?
I think 6. I mean, if you want, you could put all of them together, and I could just like we could just tell them do it themselves, and when they're done,
Oh, like 14 of
we'll
them.
figure we'll figure
It's,
it out.
um,
We'll figure something out. We'll figure something. I'll
all
figure
right.
something. We
All right.
got we got time. We got a whole week ahead. But
Yes, we do.
like we always say, thank you for being here with us, Garland. You mean a lot to me. I love you. And this is the Over Food Podcast. And Elizabeth Cambridge, I love you, girl. And
And we didn't do this over food, just FYI,
yeah,
because
we
I
don't.
was
We don't
hungry.
yeah, put it like this. This is show is about everything but food. When you go to the Breakfast Club, you see them eat breakfast.
Yeah, I seen Angela Yee eat breakfast before.
I was eating festival and jerk chicken.
But yeah, this is the Over Podcast. I am Mo Glow. She is the
Saweetie,
she,
yeah, 678 999 8212. My
yeah,
line is open for you, baby.
yeah, sweetie. I'm in your DMs right now. I love you, boo. Have a good night, Garland.